Chapter 321. Half a day later, Ning Fan sent a message transmitting flying sword to Gue Xiong Pass, Dragon Burial City, southern prison country in Li Kuan Palace. After leaving a jade slip for Old Bear, he stepped into the Star Gate. The jade slip contained his experience in using the void power. Moreover, Ning Fan had left a trace of the void power that he had comprehended in the jade slip. With this item, it should be able to help Old Bear attain the void refinement realm. I have only met Man Shan a few times. If we are fated to meet again, perhaps we can sit down and have a drink. Let's call each other brothers. These two words were Ning Fan's apologetic words. I wonder how Ninggu and Enran are doing. 30 years have passed. Perhaps they are already married. Perhaps they even have children. Ning Fan had left many longevity pills for them. If they consume them, it would not be difficult for them to live up to 200 years old even if they don't cultivate. Perhaps, it would be better to let Ninggu and Enran be an immortal couple in the mortal world. Inside the Star Gate, the path to the Heaven Palace was a silver river that flowed against the current. The silver river flowed extremely fast. Ning Fan simply took out the 7-apricot voyage ship that he had not used for a long time and rowed it towards the Heaven Palace. The star of the Heavenly Emperor, Ning Fan's eyes were filled with contemplation. His original intention of obtaining the Emperor Star was to break through to the mid-divine transformation realm. Now, as long as he completely refined the terrifying amount of demon blood in his body, he would be able to break through to the mid-divine transformation realm. If he obtains the Emperor Star, his cultivation base would improve tremendously. However, it was no longer Ning Fan's final goal. He held a black chess piece in his hand. It was formed by a trace of black starlight. It was the star technique of the Heavenly Emperor. Without a doubt, that black-robed middle-aged man was the Heavenly Emperor. Ning Fan pondered for a long time and finally came to a conclusion. The person who was playing chess with him in the dream was probably the remnant will of the Heavenly Emperor, the former master of the Star Palace. From Luo Yu and Yuan Yao, Ning Fan learned how powerful the Black Star technique of the Heavenly Emperor was. With the help of millions of starlight, he could survive the siege of a few immortal emperors. If he can master that technique, it would not be difficult for him to heal Ninggu's injuries and extend his lifespan. It would also not be difficult for him to reconstruct Mu Weiyang and Ning Honghong's souls in the demon sinister forest. Moreover, it might even be possible for the female corpses C to recover faster. Moreover, it would not be difficult for him to obtain the star of the celestial star. However, before obtaining the Emperor Star, he needed to understand the profoundness of this black star chess piece. Of course, he couldn't be careless. In the Sky Palace, there was also Imperial Concubine Z and that unknown realm beast. There was also, the voracious Wolf Star Lord. Liu Bei, are you really going to take action against Concubine Z? Wu Yan asked Ning Fan who was standing opposite her on the bow of the ship. If I show mercy to her, you will definitely be imprisoned by her words. I will capture her and use her as a cauldron. As for whether to kill her or not, it is up to you. It's better not to kill him. Wu Yan hesitated. It was not because she was worried about Concubine Z. Instead, she was worried that Ning Fan's crime would be too severe if he killed someone. Although they would both offend the Spirit King Palace, if they were exposed, the crime of capturing the demon concubine would definitely be lighter than murder. Perhaps, as long as he doesn't kill Concubine Z, even if this matter is exposed, Wu Yan could still protect Ning Fan in the name of the clan. Big sister Wu Yan said she wouldn't kill him, so big brother Liu Bei definitely won't. However, big brother Liu Bei, you must not be careless. That Concubine Z's name is Nalan Z. No matter what, she is a member of the Spirit King clan and possesses the bloodline of the true Spirit Purple Cuckoo. She might be a little domineering, but her strength isn't weak. Furthermore, she is deeply favored by the Spirit King. This time, she is representing the Spirit King Palace. Perhaps, she is carrying a secret treasure bestowed by the Spirit King. In short, don't underestimate the enemy. She seemed to have forgotten that just 2 months ago, she was still the loyal demon concubine of the Spirit King Palace. Unfortunately, she, the demon concubine, had already been accepted into Ning Fan's harem. Unknowingly, she had become the opposite of concubine Z. Don't worry, I won't underestimate anyone. Speaking of which, the Spirit King Palace must have an important mission in the Star Palace, right? Just for the star of the Celestial Emperor. I feel that your actions of collecting medicinal ashes are more suspicious. Ning Fan's gaze fell upon Shiran and Wu Yan's faces. Both of them immediately revealed a troubled expression. You can't tell me? Ning Fan teased. No. However, the gazes of the two ladies landed on Yu Lingkong and Yuan Yao. Yuan Yao, in particular, looked at them for a longer time. Their meaning was obvious. The two of them were outsiders, especially Yuan Yao. She seemed to be an expert of the god race. The demon race and the god race were old enemies in the realm war. It was already not easy for them to sit together and have a chat. The secret of the demon race would never be told to the people of the god race. You guys can talk to each other through telepathy. I won't listen to it. Yuan Yao's eyes were also filled with a strange expression. She had never thought that she, the dignified palace lord of the Lost World Palace, would lower her status and address a group of juniors as sisters. Moreover, most of her younger sisters were members of the foreign races. Yuan Yao's cultivation base had already recovered to the early divine transformation realm. Along with that, her temperament of a superior being had also recovered. Considering the possibility of encountering old monster Northern Heavens in the Heaven Palace, she even covered her face with a veil. Shiran and Wu Yan hesitated. In the end, they did not send any telepathy to avoid awkwardness. In fact, our mission this time isn't to obtain the star of the Celestial Emperor. Instead, it's to obtain the sovereign medicine of this star palace. Sovereign medicine. The demon commander of this place is Lu Wu. He used to be in charge of guarding the Celestial Emperor's medicinal garden. However, he has been in hibernation for such a long time. Even if his demon body didn't decay, the sovereign medicine would have turned into ashes. I'm afraid that you guys will fail this time. I'm afraid that you won't be able to find the sovereign medicine. At most, you'll find some ashes. However, the dignified palace lord of the Spirit King Palace actually needs the sovereign medicine. Could it be that she's injured? Yu Lingkong, who had obtained the inheritance of immortal concubine Zhang Yu, obviously knew a lot about the ancient heavenly court. With her intelligence, she could immediately deduce that the Spirit King was injured. I'm afraid their mission is to collect the ashes of the sovereign medicine. I didn't expect the Spirit King to be injured to such an extent. Yuan Yao frowned. That's right. Our mission is to collect the ashes of the sovereign medicine. Sigh, Sister Bei Yao is so amazing. None of us demon concubines of the Spirit King Palace understand why the Spirit King asked us to collect the ashes of the sovereign medicine in secret. Indeed, Yuan Yao's cultivation base was the highest among all the women present. It was so high that one's hair stood on end. She understood that the Spirit King was collecting the ashes of the sovereign medicine for the sake of spirit. She also understood that the Spirit King must have no other choice but to send people to the lower world to search for the ashes of the sovereign medicine. If the Spirit King could not obtain the ashes of the sovereign medicine, the Spirit King might even die from his injuries. Once the Spirit King dies, if there is no next Spirit King to replace him, the great tree of the Spirit King Palace would fall. At the very least, Shiran, Wu Yan, Lu Wan, and the others would be implicated. This was a very serious matter. Liu Bei, I have a suggestion. After you enter the Heaven Palace this time, help Wu Yan and Shiran. Search for some of the ashes of the sovereign medicine and help them complete their mission, Shiran was surprised. Yuan Yao of the God race would help the Spirit King of the Demon race. With your identity, it doesn't seem appropriate for you to say such words. Ning Fan stared at Yuan Yao deeply. He did not know the exact identity of this woman, but she was most likely a big shot of the Northern Heaven divine race. As the sworn enemy of the demon race, she certainly would not speak up for the Spirit King. Could it be that this seemingly cold woman is worried about Shi Ran and Wu Yen? If you don't want to listen to me, then forget it. Just pretend that I didn't say anything. You don't have to make fun of me on purpose. Yuan Yao gently bit her lips and turned around to walk into the cabin of the ship. Indeed. If the ashes of the sovereign medicine are really important and the Spirit King is severely injured. Little cucumber, if you help the Spirit King, it's the same as helping your younger sister Shi Ran, younger sister Wu Yen and younger sister Wan Er. You should at least listen to them. Yu Lingkong reminded him. I didn't say that I won't listen to them. Ning Fan found it interesting. Why does it feel like a palace fight is going to happen when just a few women are gathered together? In the past, most of the women he took in were human cauldrons. Since he planted a mental seal on them, they were naturally obedient. But now, each of the women on the ship was either a proud princess or a strong woman. None of them were obedient. As for the benefits, with these women around, Ning Fan did not even need to use his brain and there would be people who would give him solutions. As for the disadvantages, once there are more of these women, a fight might break out. Ning Fan could only smile and dismiss such thoughts. After the trip to the Star Palace, the women on the ship would probably return to their respective homes and go their separate ways. While the women were arguing, Ning Fan almost did not interrupt them. This time, he felt like he was not involved in the matter. If Yu Lingkong and Yuan Yao weren't here, he would probably also suggest helping Wu Yen to complete the task and collect the ashes of the sovereign medicine. However, with Yu Lingkong and Yuan Yao around, Ning Fan still managed to solve the problem without saying a word, giving him a different kind of enlightenment. That enlightenment was the reflection of the Heaven Sovereign's words. At this moment, Ning Fan seemed to have found something. He took out the black chess piece and stared at it attentively. By staying out of the matter, the scenery I see will be different. I don't know how to cultivate the star technique nor do I know how to cultivate the black star technique. However, if I look at this starry sky from another angle, can I see those black stars that are hidden in the darkness? As soon as this thought appeared in his mind, the black chess piece in his palm trembled slightly. Ning Fan knew that he had found the key to cultivating the star technique. The black stars were hidden in the darkness instead of shining brightly in the night sky. In order to comprehend the black star technique, he must fish out the black stars from the darkness. Once he obtains the star of the Heaven Sovereign, he would probably be able to comprehend the black star body refinement technique of the Heaven Sovereign with the help of this small chess piece. At the end of the Milky Way was another star door. After passing through the star door, they would arrive at the Heaven Palace. Although they were only tens of thousands of li away, they could still vaguely hear the sounds of magic techniques colliding with each other. Moreover, there were even 3 figures that fled from the Heaven Palace in a panic. As soon as they saw the 7 apricot voyage ship, they immediately rushed towards it. Behind them was a silver illusory wolf with late divine transformation realm cultivation base. The 3 of them scanned the voyage ship with their spirit sense from afar. As soon as they recognized Ning Fan, they were immediately overjoyed. General Bei, save us. We are members of the 2nd Division, the Lightning Clan. Ah! Their cries for help could be heard from 20,000 li away. As soon as their voices fell, one of them immediately let out a miserable cry. It was the silver wolf that was flying at an extremely fast speed. It caught up to one of them and swallowed one of them alive. The 2 lucky ones did not have the time to grieve for their comrades. Their faces were filled with madness and they fled even more desperately. However, their eyes were already filled with despair. The cry for help just now was just them trying to find a doctor in a desperate situation. As divine transformation realm experts of the Lightning Clan, they knew that Ning Fan was at the early divine transformation realm. They also knew that he had killed a late divine transformation realm expert like Wang Xiao. However, now that they thought about it carefully, they did not think that Ning Fan had the strength to kill the silver wolf. Perhaps he could rely on his refined corpse. However, the silver wolf's speed was extremely fast. It's over. The two of us might die. The two of them looked at the silver wolf that was smiling ferociously behind them with despair. However, at the next moment, their eyes were filled with astonishment. In front of the silver wolf, a white-robed figure appeared. With just a single step, he crossed the distance of 20,000 li. Then, he threw out a punch. The strength of this punch was even slightly stronger than that of an ordinary third-level Jade Life Realm expert. Boom! Under this attack, the silver wolf spurted out a mouthful of silver blood and was sent flying 10,000 zhang away with a solemn expression. Junior, you're not weak. However, I will only give you 3 breaths. If you don't get lost within 3 breaths, you will definitely regret offending me in the future. Greedy wolf. Ning Fan's expression softened. It doesn't seem worth it to offend the greedy wolf Star Lord for the sake of 2 unfamiliar members of the Lightning Clan. However, his hesitation had boosted the aura of the silver wolf. Its eyes flashed with ferocious light and it directly breathed out a silver poisonous mist. So what if you're greedy wolf? Ning Fan's eyes turned cold. He was just wary of greedy wolf but he was not afraid of it. He patted his storage pouch and used his palm to extract the soul. Then, he held the blood sword in his hand and swung it down. After an ear-piercing sword chime, countless sword chi flooded the hollow space. The silver river was cut off by the sword. That ray of blood sword light made the silver wolf's eyes widen in shock. The 2 divine transformation realm experts of the Lightning Clan were in disbelief. Half-step void treasure. It's this sword again. Ah! The silver wolf let out a miserable shriek. Under the blood sword light, its illusory figure collapsed. It was killed by a single sword attack. However, before it died, it glared at Ning Fan ferociously and remembered his appearance. Behind Ning Fan, the 2 divine transformation realm experts of the Lightning Clan who were severely injured were completely dumbfounded. Liu Bei of the Luo Yun clan killed a late divine transformation realm expert with a single sword attack. This sword attack was more than a few times stronger than the one used in the Cloud Platform Grand Competition. This sword attack did not have the side effects of the Grand Competition. The current Ning Fan gave them a feeling that if they were to face Wang Xiao again, he would only need a single sword attack to kill him. In just a few years, he has actually become so strong. Moreover, why is there such a dense baleful chi on his body? How many divine transformation realm experts did he kill? Chapter 322. Ning Fan kept his blood sword. He was not happy about killing Greed. Instead, he was worried because what he killed was not his true body but just a split soul. Thousands of years ago, Greed Star Lord sneaked into the Heaven Palace. Today, just a split soul of his already had a late divine transformation realm cultivation base. Ning Fan did not know what kind of fortuitous encounter this Greed Star Lord had. Now, he was probably at least a mid-void refinement realm expert. However, even if he had a second chance, Ning Fan would still kill Greed Star Lord again since this split soul of Greed Star Lord wanted to kill him. That was his personality. With a flick of his sleeve, he carried the 2 heavily injured lightning generals back to the 7 apricot voyage ship. As soon as they were out of danger, they immediately bowed to Ning Fan. Lei Mu and Lei Tu, the demon generals of the 2nd troop, thank you for saving our lives, General Bei. If you need me, I will not hesitate to die 10,000 times. Ning Fan glanced at the 2 of them and tossed them 2 jade slips. You don't have to thank me. However, I want to know all the information about the Heaven Palace and the reason why the 2 of you are being chased by the star beasts. The 2 of you will each imprint a copy of the information and the jade slips. If the 2 jade slips are different, don't blame me for being merciless and searching your souls and memories. Dewi don't dare, as the demon generals of the second lightning tribe, both of them had divine transformation realm cultivation bases and they were arrogant. However, in front of Ning Fan, they did not even dare to raise their heads or breathe loudly. Liu Bei of the Luoyun tribe. He was a ruthless man who had shaken the 9 tribes. Today, the baleful qi on this ruthless man was more than 10 times denser than before. They did not dare to disobey Ning Fan's order. Ning Fan would not save them for nothing. The reason why he saved them was just to get some information about the Heaven Palace from them. If it wasn't because they were both from the 9 tribes of the Lu clan, he would have probably searched their souls and memories. Currently, the 2 of them were already frightened. They naturally did not dare to hide the information about the Heaven Palace from Ning Fan. It also saved them the trouble of searching their souls. After handing the jade slips to Ning Fan, they hesitated for a while before gritting their teeth and cupping their fists at him. The Heaven Palace today is too terrifying. It's not a place where late divine transformation realm cultivators and those below can enter. We are already severely injured and we don't dare to enter the Heaven Palace again. We beg General Bei to allow us to leave the third world and return to the second world first, sure. Ning Fan's eyes remained unmoved. What does it have to do with him whether these 2 people leave or not? The 2 lightning generals sighed emotionally. Originally, the 2 of them wanted to enter the third realm and awaken the demon commander so that they could contribute. However, he did not expect that the third realm would undergo such a huge change and be filled with danger. The 2 generals each escaped with a jade array disc. This array disc was an item that every demon general of the 9 divisions had obtained to leave the third realm. Activating the formation plate, the 2 of them turned into 2 rays of formation light and gradually disappeared without a trace. They should have returned to the second world. As for Ning Fan, he pressed the 2 jade slips on his glabella. After searching through them, he found out that the information in the 2 jade slips was basically the same. It was obvious that the 2 of them did not lie. However, the content of the information made Ning Fan's expression turn solemn. Such an unforeseen event has actually occurred in the Sky Hall. What's going on? There's something wrong with that astral beast from earlier. Yuan Yao, Yu Lingkong, and Wu Yan all noticed that there was something wrong with the ravenous wolf. Take a look at the jade slip yourselves. The ladies received the jade slip from Ning Fan's hand. After they took a look at it, their expressions changed. Lu Wu is dead. A new demon commander's egg appeared in the Sky Palace. Wu Yan was the first to exclaim in shock. Wu Yan could not help but feel surprised. After all, she had never expected that demon commander Lu Wu who was sleeping in the third realm would actually die. According to the information in the jade slip, there were a total of 3 people including the one who died in the mouth of ravenous wolf's split soul. The 3 of them went through a lot of hardships and finally entered the Sky Palace through the star door of the army destroyer Star Ocean. However, not long after they entered the palace, they were discovered by countless demon beasts and were hunted by them. Fortunately, the 3 of them were rescued by the 9 divisions of demon commanders and were temporarily safe. The 3 of them found out that the 9 divisions of demon commanders had been teleported to the Sky Palace from the beginning and discovered a shocking secret: demon commander Lu Wu was already dead. At the place where the demon commander died, a ferocious beast of the Howling Moon Wolf clan devoured the demon commander's corpse and produced a demon egg. Then, it occupied one of the giant doors that led to the depths of the Sky Palace. The 3 of them were ordered by the 9 divisions of demon commanders to investigate the demon egg. However, they were accidentally discovered by a group of demon beasts. They fled all the way to the ruins of a medicinal garden before they managed to shake off their pursuers. However, they did not stay in the medicinal garden for long as they were discovered by the late divine transformation realm ravenous wolf split soul again. In their panic, the 3 of them coincidentally met Ning Fan who was about to enter the Sky Palace. What happened after that was Ning Fan saving them. The news of Lu Wu's death made Wu Yan, she ran and the other female demons sigh. As for Yuan Yao, she was worried about something else. With Lu Wu's death, I wonder if the Star Palace key has fallen into the hands of that mysterious wolf demon. Star spirits could only exist in the power of the stars. Ning Fan was not the only one who recognized the star spirits. He might not be the only one who guessed that the Star Palace was the star of the celestial sovereign. The entire Star Palace was the power of the celestial sovereign. In order to obtain this power, one must find the center of the Star Palace and activate the star power with the key. In Yuan Yao's opinion, the key must be in the hands of Lu Wu. Since Lu Wu was dead and his corpse was eaten, the key naturally fell into the hands of the mysterious wolf demon. I must obtain the Emperor Star. I must snatch the key from the hands of that wolf demon. Yuan Yao's eyes were filled with seriousness. The key, huh? Ning Fan felt like laughing. Of course, he would not tell Yuan Yao that the key to obtain the Emperor Star had already been given to him by Lu Daochen. In one of his dreams, the key disappeared and led to another dream which condensed into a star power chess piece. The key was not in the hands of the wolf demon but in his own hands. Looking at Yuan Yao's serious expression, Ning Fan thought that if he told her about the chess piece, would this woman risk her life to get the star of the celestial sovereign? With your identity, why did you come to fight for the Emperor Star? As far as I know, even though this Emperor Star is the inheritance of the celestial sovereign, it has gone through too many years of mountain shattering. There is not much power left in it. At most, it can only help a divine transformation realm expert advance by one level. With your strength, you don't seem to need such a useless item, do you? Useless. You said that the power of the star of the celestial sovereign is useless. It seems like you haven't even figured out the use of the star of the celestial sovereign yet you came to this sky palace to fight for it. Yuan Yao laughed out of anger. However, when she thought about it carefully, it was understandable that Ning Fan did not know the true power of the star of the celestial sovereign. If you don't mind, can you tell me about the true use of the Emperor Star? Of course, if you think that I'm an outsider and don't deserve to know any secrets, you don't have to tell me. After all, in my eyes, the Emperor Star is just a tool for me to advance by one level. That's all. Ning Fan smiled playfully. His smile was harmless but it made Yuan Yao avert her eyes subconsciously. She bit her lips and said hesitantly. It's not like I can't tell you. After all, it's unlikely for you to get the Emperor Star. In the eyes of ordinary divine transformation realm experts like you, this item only has one use and that is to improve your cultivation base. However, in the eyes of some true immortal realm experts, it has a second and third use. The second use is to comprehend the Black Star technique of the Celestial Sovereign. However, the power of this Celestial Sovereign star has been severely depleted. Unless one has great luck, the probability of comprehending the Black Star technique with this small Emperor Star is less than 1 in a million. Thus, no true immortal realm experts would go to war for a mere broken star of the Celestial Sovereign star. However, this is the reason why I came to fight for this star. I need the power of the Black Star. I don't need too much. Just a trace of it is enough. With this power, it should be able to help my younger sister suppress the killing intent of the Gui vein and slay the Scarlet Dragon. Then, she will no longer have to worry about that shameful matter. When Yuan Yao mentioned Bei Xiaoman, she unnaturally changed the way she addressed her. She did not call her daughter but called her younger sister. For some unknown reason, she did not want Ning Fan to know that she was already a mother. Perhaps, she was afraid that Ning Fan would look down on her after knowing about it. So, it's because of your younger sister. Ning Fan nodded his head. Based on his speculation, Yuan Yao was Bei Xiaoman's elder sister. If that's the case, the reason why Yuan Yao came to seize the star of the Celestial Emperor was just to help Bei Xiaoman, the unruly lady, stop her menstruation, slay the Scarlet Dragon. The Scarlet Dragon is the menstrual blood. Other than Bei Xiaoman, most female cultivators would get rid of their scarlet dragon. Otherwise, they would have to go into secluded cultivation once a month and the pain would last for 6 to 7 days. If it wasn't because of her menstrual problem, Bei Xiaoman's innate potential would have long reached the late divine transformation realm. Would she be so weak that she would be bullied by Ning Fan? If I obtain the star of the Celestial Emperor, I will split a trace of the black star power to help you treat your younger sister's injuries, Yuan Yao was a little surprised. Ning Fan would actually help her. Even though I don't think you can kill the Void Refinement Realm Demon Wolf and seize the key to the Star Palace, I still have to thank you for your kindness. Yuan Yao's heart was filled with warmth. With her identity, there were naturally countless people who would express their goodwill to her for various benefits. However, those goodwill were rarely sincere. Her cultivation base was too strong and her status was too high. It was lonely being at the top. She rarely had friends and there were even fewer people she could trust. Besides, she had never relied on anyone and always took charge of everything on her own. However, now that her cultivation base was sealed and her injuries were too severe, she could not recover her cultivation base. Thus, she needed Ning Fan's protection no matter where she went. This kind of feeling was really nostalgic. What's the third use of the Emperor Star? Ning Fan asked again. The third use is to open the secret places of some of the ancient heavenly court seals. Of course, the Emperor Star is already damaged. With this small amount of star power, it won't be able to do anything. Thus, there won't be any true immortals who are too strong who will pay the price and descend to the lower worlds to fight for this star. If the power of this Emperor Star was as good as before, it would definitely not be just a group of divine transformation realm cultivators who would fight for it. However, it was also because the Emperor Star was damaged that he had the possibility to obtain it. I see. Ning Fan did not say anything else and sorted out his thoughts. With the key in his hands, if there is no need for him to compete with greed, he could directly sneak into the Heaven Palace and take another path to obtain the Emperor Star in secret. However, before that, he could do Wu Yan and the other women a favor. According to the information provided by General Lei and Mu, they seem to have mentioned the remains of a medicinal garden. There might be the ashes of the Emperor medicines that you need there. With these, you and Shiran will certainly satisfy the Spirit King when you return to the Spirit King Palace. You will be rewarded handsomely. Are we going to the remains of that medicinal garden? Those few lightning generals are being targeted by the wild beasts there. Will they be in danger? Wu Yan was a little worried. She was afraid that Ning Fan would fall into unnecessary danger because of her mission. I'm not afraid. If it's just greed-separated soul, Ning Fan's eyes flashed with cold light. There was another piece of information that he did not tell the women. The jade slips that the two Star Lords gave Ning Fan mentioned one thing. In the past, the disappearance of Star Lord Greed was to enter the Heaven Palace. His purpose was to find Demon Marshal Lu Wu's corpse, devour and refine it so that he could break free from his star spirit body. Both Pajun and Qi Sha did not think that greed could succeed. However, the truth proved that greed succeeded. Only Ning Fan knew that the wolf demon who devoured Lu Wu's corpse in the Heaven Palace and caused countless killings was none other than Greed. Currently, Greed had produced a demon egg and was sleeping in it, trying to break free from his star spirit body. Thus, there was nothing to fear. If it's just Greed's separated soul, a late divine transformation realm soul, Ning Fan would kill all of them. The ship soared straight to the peak of the galaxy and flew into the star door. As soon as they landed on the ground, before Ning Fan could put away the ship, countless demonic beasts that were at least at the gold core realm in all directions noticed the intruders. They let out strange roars and surrounded them. There were at least several thousand of them. Die! Ning Fan swept across with his sword sense. All of the gold core realm demonic beasts were minced into pieces by Mon Yen. After putting away the ship, Ning Fan looked towards the north. There, ancient trees towered into the sky. There seemed to be some remains hidden in the deepest part of the forest. Is it there? Ning Fan flicked his sleeves and displayed his teleportation ability. He carried the women and flew towards the ruins. Chapter 323. It was an ancient forest that was filled with dense fog. Every ancient tree was 10,000 zhang tall. The forest was filled with a desolate and ancient qi. This ancient tree was known as the Iron Tree. It was known for its toughness. Even a divine transformation realm cultivator might not be able to break this tree with their full strength. Ning Fan retracted his traveling light and let the ladies down. He stopped under a towering tree and stared at the 2 marks on it. He casually struck out a sword qi and carved the 3rd mark on the tree. They had been flying towards the ruins of the herb garden for a few days. Within these few days, they had almost traveled 100 million li away. Instead, they had passed by this tree 3 times. This is the 3rd time we have passed by this tree. There must be an illusion formation in this ancient forest. Moreover, the level of the illusion formation is a little high. The purple star in his left eye flashed. His Fu Li eye, which was able to see through illusions, could not see through the veins of this illusion formation. Ning Fan's expression became slightly solemn. If they could not see through this illusion formation, they could only rely on their luck to wander aimlessly in the forest. The probability of them reaching the ruins was a little low. He did not know what kind of luck the 2 lightning generals had had to enter the ruins while they were fleeing for their lives. Roar.at the side of the forest, an early nascent soul realm wild beast roared furiously. Behind it were tens of nascent soul realm beasts. Ning Fan was already used to the attacks of these demonic beasts. He clenched his 5 fingers and the sunlight condensed into a golden spear. Then, he slammed his palm on the huge spear. In an instant, the bodies of these wild beasts and nascent soul realm beasts were penetrated by the parting sun spear and killed. The ladies were already numb to Ning Fan's ability to instantly kill early divine transformation realm cultivators. Instead, they were more interested in this illusion formation in the forest. If I'm not mistaken, the illusion formation in this forest should be the illusory wood ancient formation. Unless one's formation mastery reaches the life immortal realm, any cultivator who enters this formation will get lost and can only rely on their luck. Yuan Yao's phoenix eyes were filled with worry. Even though she recognized this formation, she was not proficient in the Tao of formations. Thus, she could not break it. If she had a storage pouch with her, she could use some magic treasures to break the illusion formation. However, she had lost her storage pouch. That may not be the case. Little Cucumber has 2 younger sisters, Wu Yan and Shi Ran, right? They might have a way. Since the Spirit King Palace had sent someone here, they must have brought something to break the illusory formation. Upon hearing this, Wu Yan and Shi Ran shook their heads helplessly. The Spirit King should have given us some treasures that can break the illusory formation, but they are all in the hands of the purple concubine. The 2 of us don't have any treasures that can break the immortal formation. Otherwise, we would have taken them out long ago instead of hiding them. If that's the case, we can only go around in circles in this formation. If we go around in circles 2 more times, we will definitely make all of you want to die. Yu Lingkong spread out her hands and similarly had a helpless expression on her face. Ning Fan did not say much. Instead, he tried to use the power of the heart formation to probe the formation light. Although he could not completely see through the illusory formation, he could slightly see the fog in the formation. Just as he was about to further activate the power of the immortal formation, the female corpse who had always been quiet beside him suddenly pulled his sleeve and spoke in a voice as soft as a mosquito. Light. I know the way. It was just a simple sentence, but it made all the women look at the female corpse in a new light. You know the way. N. Stone. Head. The female corpse held Ning Fan's hand and began to lead the way with light steps. She remembered that she had been to this place a long, long time ago. She was not supposed to remember it. However, the purple Zoysia had repaired part of her sea of consciousness, allowing her to recover some of her memories. Could it be? Ning Fan's heart tightened. Could this medicinal garden be the one that Wei Yang often stayed in my previous life? If that's the case, it is not strange that the female corpse knows the way. Wei Yang is indeed getting better. She is recovering her memories. Step by step, they passed through the forest and the trees. None of the fog and the illusory formation could stop the female corpse's footsteps. Her pace was not fast. Sometimes, she would even stop from time to time as if she was pondering. After just one day, she led the group of people through the dense fog and arrived at the center of the forest. There was a dilapidated remains of a palace here. It did not belong to the architectural style of the Star Palace. It seemed like it had been moved here by someone. Among the dilapidated walls and ruins, there was a decayed medicinal garden. Inside the medicinal garden, there was extremely fertile spiritual soil. It was the precious soil that used to be used to plant sovereign medicines. On this spiritual soil, there were still many traces of the existence of sovereign medicines. However, all of them had turned into thick piles of ashes. It's the ashes of sovereign medicines. Sister Wu Yan, our mission will be considered completed once we find these herb ashes. Not only that, with such a large amount of herb ashes, even the Spirit King will remember it as a great contribution. Even our clan will receive many benefits. Shiran's small face was filled with joy. Wu Yan did not say much. She just looked at Ning Fan with gratitude. If it wasn't for Ning Fan, Wu Yan and Shiran would not be able to find these ashes. They might even have died on the Star Island. Thank you, what are you thanking me for? If you really want to thank me, how about? Ning Fan revealed a teasing smile. Immediately, Wu Yan's face turned red like a peach. And no. I haven't thought about it yet, I just want to say that if you really want to thank me, help me take care of Luo Yun and Wan Er in the future. You seem to have misunderstood me. Why, you obviously mean that. I'm not going to talk to you anymore. I'm going to collect the ashes. After being teased by Ning Fan, Wu Yan's face turned red. She rolled her eyes at Ning Fan and patted her storage pouch. She took out a magical treasure flower basket and began to collect the ashes. She was blatantly teased by Ning Fan. Ning Fan shook his head with a faint smile. He did not have the intention to force himself on this woman. He just wanted to let nature take its course. He withdrew his expression and his eyes fell on a green stone at the center of the herb garden. Beside the green stone, the female corpse moved slightly. She did not care that the green stone was covered with ashes. She gently stroked the green stone and her eyes were filled with emotion and nostalgia. In the past, the female corpse would never be able to make such an expression. Butterfly. Butterfly, even though she had temporarily sealed her broken sea of consciousness, she still remembered that there was once a young lady who fell in love with a butterfly in this place. Wei Yang, Ning Fan's eyes were filled with pity. However, at the next moment, it turned into a cold ray of light. A ray of faint purple formation light rose in the herb garden without any warning. Within the formation light, countless purple threads tightly entangled the female corpse. Some of the purple threads even moved towards Ning Fan himself. Who is it? It's attacking me and Wei Yang. Without hesitation, Shiran, Wu Yan, Yuan Yao and Yu Lingkong took out their magic treasures and got into battle mode. As for Ning Fan, his fingertips were surrounded by golden purple sand, which melted the purple threads. With a sway of his body, he immediately appeared beside the female corpse and helped her neutralize all the formation power. Then, he pulled her into his arms. His eyes were filled with killing intent. Abruptly, he stomped on the ground. Show yourself. A voice that sounded like the rumbling of 10,000 thunders resounded. Under this voice, 10 beautiful figures were forced out of the void space. The leader of the group was a woman dressed in purple robes with a tassel tied around her waist. Her lips were red like cinnabar and her black hair was tied up in a bun. Her appearance was gentle but her eyes carried a hint of coldness. However, there was also a hint of surprise in her eyes. Liu Bei, huh? I didn't expect that an ant who relies on refined corpses would have such a huge improvement in his strength. However, it's a pity that I've already set up a forbidden puppet formation here. This time, you can forget about getting any puppets or refined corpses to help you. Your strength is no longer a threat to me. Today, you will pay for the crime of contradicting me. This group of women was none other than the demon concubine of the Spirit King Palace who was led by Nailan Zi. She ran, Wu Yen. Hand over the medicinal ashes that you've collected. Kill this Liu Bei. Nailan Zi ordered in a cold voice. I refuse. She ran and Wu Yen refused without any hesitation. Humph. If that's the case, I won't show any mercy anymore. After I've dealt with Liu Bei, I'll bring the two of you back to the palace and await Lord Spirit King's punishment. Kill. The corners of Nailan Zi's lips curved into a cold smile. She waved her hand and the 9 concubines behind her immediately launched their attacks. However, before they could launch their attacks, Nailan Zi's face was filled with disbelief. A pair of fooly wings suddenly grew out from Ning Fan's back. With a flap of the purple wings, he appeared in front of concubine Zi in the blink of an eye. He held the female corpse with one of his hands and pointed his other finger at the 10 concubines. 10 shadows were pointed at the 10 demon concubines. Nailan Zi, your tone is a little too arrogant. Do you really think that you can take my life with just a peak divine transformation realm cultivation? Blood-red baleful qi dyed the sky red. Under this baleful qi, Nailan Zi felt that she was as insignificant as a grain of sand in the ocean, not even worth mentioning. This is. What level of killing intent is this? On that day, the 3 divine guards of the 7 Apricot City had also exclaimed in surprise. However, that killing intent was borrowed by Ning Fan through trickery. It belonged to Great Emperor Ancient Chaos. Today, this sky-piercing baleful qi was the result of Ning Fan's slaughter along the way. It belonged to him. He was no longer the same as before. So what if you're Nailan Zi? Chapter 324. Ning Fan flicked his 10 fingers continuously and the shadows of his fingers flew everywhere. Everything happened too fast. It was so fast that Nailan Zi could not understand why Ning Fan was giving her such a terrifying pressure at this moment. The 10 rays of light from his fingers were like 10 rays of moonlight, but it made Nailan Zi's delicate body feel cold. This is an enchanting technique. She instantly recognized that it was an enchanting technique and immediately activated her general armor to protect herself. Among the 9 demon concubines, 3 of them were mid-spirit severing realm and 6 of them were early spirit severing realm. Before the 6 early spirit severing realm demon concubines could react, the power of the finger had already penetrated their bodies. Their delicate bodies immediately became hot and they lost all of their magic power. The 3 mid-spirit severing realm demon concubines could only summon their general armor to defend themselves and immediately retreated with Nailan Zi. The 4 of them barely managed to escape the attack range of Ian plucking finger. However, they were still affected by the finger shadows. Their faces turned red and their qi became slightly chaotic. Nailan Zi's expression that she had never shown before appeared in her eyes. Impossible. What kind of enchanting technique is this? It's actually so powerful. He captured 6 early spirit severing realm female cultivators with just a finger. In the past, Nailan Zi had ordered Shiran to kill Ning Fan. However, Shiran was afraid of his enchanting technique and refused to fight him. At that time, Nailan Zi felt disdain towards Ning Fan. She felt that it was beneath her to cultivate the unorthodox enchanting technique. She also did not believe that Ning Fan had any enchanting technique that could make a late spirit severing realm. She ran afraid. However, this time, she had no choice but to believe that there was really an enchanting technique in this world that could allow a male cultivator to possess strength that was invincible against female cultivators of the same level. Plucking finger. He has actually cultivated this finger to the level of moonlight finger shadow. Yuan Yao's phoenix-like eyes were filled with surprise. Moments later, her face turned red and she spat in Ning Fan's direction. This Liu Bei really doesn't learn well. He actually managed to cultivate an enchanting technique like the yin-yang transformation to such a level. I'm afraid that the other people who cultivate the incomplete version of the yin-yang transformation above the four heavens might not have such an enchanting technique like him. Moreover, ordinary perverts with evil intentions would mostly emit evil qi when they use the yin-plucking finger. Ning Fan, on the other hand, displayed this finger technique without any sense of morality or guilt. It was obviously a bewitching technique, but he displayed it in a way that made him look like an immortal that was fluttering in the wind. If one had to find a phrase to describe Ning Fan's elegance, it would be, dancing with the clear shadow. This stinking thief, Wu Yan also scolded softly. Her beautiful eyes seemed to have recalled the past where she was molested by Ning Fan's finger force in the scripture tower. Smelly cucumber. Yu Lingkong also recalled the pain she felt when she was pierced by Ning Fan's cucumber that day. It's true. Sister, you didn't lie to me. If Brother Liu Bei wants to humiliate me, he doesn't need an aphrodisiac. Shi Ran nodded her head. She still remembered the day when she was saved by Ning Fan, misunderstood that Ning Fan had drugged her with an aphrodisiac. She recalled the first time she met Ning Fan. She was so frightened by his gaze that her delicate body went numb. Only the female corpse in Ning Fan's bosom didn't look at the yin-plucking finger. She lifted her jade-like hands and stroked the side of Ning Fan's face. Butterfly, in her eyes, Ning Fan's elegant and calm finger shadows were just like the dancing butterflies in the past. At first, because of the appearance of Nailan Zi and the others, the ladies were still vigilant. However, after Ning Fan showed off his bewitching technique, no one was worried that he would be defeated or injured. No woman of the same level as him was a match for him. It's not that he looked down on women. It's just that. I'm your nemesis. You can't do anything about it. Ning Fan's indifferent gaze swept across Nailan Zi. His eyes were cold. This was the first time he used the yin-plucking finger with his full strength after he ascended to the divine transformation realm. Its destructive power was already vastly different from the past. To female cultivators, this finger was even more terrifying than a half-step void refinement realm magic technique. Nailan Zi, you are destined to become my human cauldron. How dare you? Nailan Zi's charming face was filled with killing intent. She was like a Rakshasa whose face was covered with rouge. She had painstakingly climbed to her current position and became the Spirit King's favorite concubine. She had gone through all kinds of hardships to finally break free from the fate of being a sex slave and not be manipulated by any man. Today, however, Ning Fan wanted to capture her and make her become his human cauldron. He wanted to make her return to those unbearable times. She swore that she would never submit to him. Kill him. As soon as concubine Zi gave the order, 4 beautiful figures surrounded Ning Fan. All of their fingers were like butterflies flying through flowers, performing demonic techniques. At the moment they performed the hand seals, concubine Zi flicked the tip of her tongue and offered a dark purple bloodline. Spirit prison technique. 4 soft and cold voices resounded. Immediately, hundreds of thousands of dark blue spirit lines appeared under Ning Fan's feet out of nowhere. In just an instant, the spirit lines gathered and formed a dark blue light prison, sealing Ning Fan within it. On top of the light prison, purple lightning crackled. Even a half-step void refinement realm cultivator would not dare to touch the purple lightning in the light prison with his physical body. Otherwise, he would certainly be struck into ashes by the purple lightning. Liu Bei, both you and the refined corpse have been sealed in this spirit prison. Above this spirit prison, there is the purple lightning blood bestowed by the Spirit King. Even if there is only a trace of it, it is still not something you can break out of. Moreover, I have set up a forbidden puppet formation here. You can't use that half-step void refinement realm dragon corpse of yours at all. On your side, you only have Wu Yan, Shiran and the other 2 traitors left. It's not worth mentioning. Nalan Zi withdrew her hand seals and revealed a cold smile. With the spirit prison set up by the 4 divine transformation realm cultivators and the purple lightning bestowed by the Spirit King, Ning Fan would not be able to escape from the light prison. On her side, there were only 3 mid-divine transformation realm cultivators left. However, she was a peak divine transformation realm cultivator. As for Ning Fan's side, Wu Yan and Shiran were both late divine transformation realm experts. However, Shiran was negligible. With Yu Lingkong, who was a late divine transformation realm girl, Nalan Zi felt a slight sense of danger. However, Yuan Yao, who was at the early divine transformation realm, didn't seem to be a threat. Capture all of them. Nalan Zi sneered without end, and she seemed to have Wu Yan's group of 4 in her grasp. However, if Nalan Zi knew that just Yu Lingkong alone was enough to fight against a half-step void refinement realm cultivator and that Yuan Yao was even a true immortal, she would certainly not dare to be careless. Most importantly, she had underestimated Ning Fan. Spiritual prison, purple lightning. Not a bad technique to trap enemies, but it doesn't seem to be enough to stop me. Waves of golden-purple wind blew around Ning Fan. Under the purple mist, the spiritual prison purple lightning which was powerful enough to imprison a half-step void refinement realm being slowly eroded, aged and vanished in the passage of time. Zi Shu, wind smoke. Let everything return to dust, dust to dust. Compared to the time when he killed Wang Xiao, the power of this finger attack was much, much stronger. That purple gold smoke gave Nalan Zi the misconception that she was invincible. You actually broke the spiritual prison. You broke Lord Spirit King's purple lightning blood. You don't have to be surprised. I can still do more. Break. Ning Fan took a step forward. Purple gold cracks spread from his feet at lightning speed. As the purple gold cracks spread, the forbidden puppet technique that Nalan Zi secretly laid down was crushed and eroded. With Ning Fan's cultivation base and the wind smoke technique, it was far from enough to break the immortal formation of this ancient forest. However, it was not difficult for him to break a peak divine transformation realm forbidden puppet formation. As soon as the formation was broken, the frown on the female corpse's face immediately eased and her complexion returned to normal. The surrounding formation power that was suppressing the corpse refinement puppets vanished without a trace. At the same time, Ning Fan's left eye flashed with the light of a blood moon. He activated the ability of his second demon star, Blood Moon Illusion Technique. This technique could only be used at night. At the moment, the ancient forest was dark. When Nalan Zi and the other 3 women's eyes met Ning Fan's blood moon gaze, their bodies trembled. Their minds seemed to have sunk into an illusion of the blood moon, unable to extricate themselves. Illusion Technique. Illusion techniques bewitched a cultivator's mind. The more chaotic their mind was, the harder it would be for them to break free from the illusion technique. Ning Fan purposely broke the spiritual prison when the 4 women were feeling the most arrogant. He even deliberately destroyed the formation in front of them in order to confuse their minds. In addition to the effect of the Yin plucking finger, he took the opportunity to activate the Blood Moon Demon Star and cast layers of illusion techniques on the 4 women's minds. With all kinds of schemes, this illusion technique that could only confuse early Divine Transformation Realm cultivators completely made the 3 mid-Divine Transformation Realm demon concubines fall into it. Only concubine Z was slightly decisive. She immediately bit the tip of her tongue and woke up at the moment she lost control of her mind and fell into the illusion technique. However, at the moment when her eyes regained their clarity, Ning Fan had already appeared in front of her. He held Nalan Zi's neck with one of his hands. He only needed to exert some force from his palm to take her life. The endless plucking finger went through Nalan Zi's pink neck and entered her delicate body. The traces of bewitching power gradually made Nalan Z gasp for breath and her eyes became blurry. However, those blurry eyes no longer had the domineering look that he had when he slapped Wu Yan in the past. There was only unwillingness left. "I'm the demon concubine of the Spirit King Palace. You can't. You can't." Before she could finish her words, Ning Fan purposely pinched her breasts. It was supposed to be extremely painful. However, under the stimulation of the plucking finger, she actually felt a sense of pleasure and humiliation that she had never felt before. "Kill. Kill me. Even if I die, I won't let any man, touch me." Purple Cuckoo Blood Tears Technique. 2 streams of blood tears flowed down from Nalan Zi's eyes. At this moment, she was struck by the plucking finger and could not use any of her demon power. At this moment, she used the innate ability of the Purple Cuckoo race at the cost of blinding her own eyes. A drop of purple blood floated out from Nalan Zi's glabella and turned into a mysterious sealing blood mark, engraving itself on the left side of Ning Fan's face. At the same time, Nalan Z was mumbling something. Under the heavens, anyone who isn't a member of the Spirit Clan will be forever branded with this mark. They will die after 100 years. She was blinded, but she revealed a joyful smile. She could not see the Purple Cuckoo blood mark that she had planted on Ning Fan's body, but she could feel that the mark was successfully branded on his face. 100 years. After 100 years, the mark would definitely activate and Ning Fan would definitely die. Then, she could commit suicide without any worries. Liu Bei, Wu Yan and Shi Ran cried out in shock. The members of the Purple Cuckoo race did not have any special abilities. However, this blood mark that they would definitely die after 100 years was the nightmare of any cultivator at the same level as them. Once they are struck by this mark, they would almost certainly die after 100 years if they could not break the seal. Unless their cultivation base reaches a realm higher than the person who planted the mark within 100 years, they would be able to forcefully break the mark. However, just as the 2 ladies exclaimed, they realized that the blood mark on the left side of Ning Fan's face had disappeared with a sizzling sound. The blood mark was ineffective. Impossible. Why is the blood mark ineffective? Nalan Z, who was about to commit suicide by shattering her demon soul, revealed an incomprehensible expression on her blood-stained face. Anyone who isn't a member of the Spirit Clan would die under this technique. Why didn't Ning Fan die? Could it be that you are a demon from the main race? If that's the case, my younger sister. Ah! Nalan Z seemed to have thought of something. Her expression suddenly turned joyful and she no longer had the slightest bit of arrogance. However, Ning Fan did not even bother to look at her joyful expression. He immediately used his plucking technique to make Nalan Z fall into a coma, preventing her from doing anything else that would shock him. It was a daunting experience, but not a mishap. The Purple Cuckoo blood mark, huh? Even though I'm not afraid of the curse of certain death after 100 years, it's still troublesome to be struck by this mark. You should just sleep for now. You will regret it in the future. With a flick of his fingers, he struck the other demon concubines 10 times on each of their bodies and kept their storage pouches. Then, he shook his cauldron ring and kept the 10 demon concubines into different spaces with red mist. He thought to himself, this Nalan Z is really a ruthless woman. She is actually willing to destroy her own eyes and self-destruct her demon soul to fight me. In the past, I only thought that this woman is a domineering and incompetent woman. I have underestimated her. Even though I don't like this woman's character, her act of not surrendering even in the face of death is much better than many cowardly men. Unfortunately, Ning Fan would not let her go just because of this. She was a threat to Wu Yan, Shi Ran and Wan, her. Little cucumber, you have 10 more divine transformation realm cauldrons now. Are you happy? Yu Lingkong said sarcastically. What do you think? Ning Fan did not express his opinion. His gaze eventually fell on Wu Yen. Nalan Zi has already been captured by me. You should have no worries when you return to the Spirit King Palace this time. In addition to your contribution in retrieving the ashes of the Emperor Medicine, I'm afraid the day you and Shiran become immortals is not far away. I've done what I promised you. Thank you. Wu Yen gently lowered her head and bowed gracefully. She looked enchanting. She would remember Ning Fan's help. Let's collect the ashes. The faster the better. I don't know why, but I feel a little uneasy. Ning Fan frowned slightly. In this heaven palace, the biggest enemy is not Nalan Zi, Crown Prince Chu Shan, the White Devil sect or even the greedy Wolf Star Lord. I hope that realm beast is already dead. If he's still alive, that beast will be the most terrifying enemy in this trip. In the 7 Killing Star Ocean, a burly man wearing a cloak was stepping on countless corpses of sea beasts. His dark green eyes stared coldly at the 2 experts in front of him. One of the 2 people in front of the cloaked burly man was dressed like a scholar while the other was a swordsman. If there are still living sea beasts in this place, they would certainly recognize the 2 of them as the rulers of the Star Ocean, Pajun and Qi Sha, the 2 Star Lords. However, the 2 dignified early Void Refinement Realm experts wore stiff expressions when facing the cloaked burly man in front of them. They were extremely fearful. Who are you exactly? Why do you want to commit murder in the 7 Killing Star Ocean? I'm looking for a woman. Have the 2 of you seen her before? The cloaked burly man sneered. Woman? There are millions of women in this world. How would I know who you're looking for? Qi Sha snorted coldly. You don't know. Then, you can get lost. The cloaked burly man took a step forward and the aura force of a mid-void refinement realm expert spread out. The 2 Star Lords actually could not stand steadily. Mid-void refinement realm. Moreover, this person seems to be severely injured and his cultivation base has fallen. If he devours a certain number of sea beasts, he might even recover to the late void refinement realm. Let's go. The 2 Star Lords looked at the cloaked burly man in horror and hurriedly ran away. Not long after the 2 of them ran away, countless void spaces within 100,000 li radius collapsed without any warning. The void storms were like thunder. If the 2 of them were any slower, they would certainly die in the void storms. His cultivation base is not high but he runs quite fast. He's indeed the Star Lord of this Star Ocean. Forget it. I might not be able to find out whether that bitch is dead or alive even if I continue to search without any clues. However, the Great Elder once said that the bitch descended to the mortal world on her own for the Star of Heaven Emperor in this place and to treat her daughter's injuries. Humph. It's just a mere Emperor Star. It's not worth mentioning. However, if I enter the Heaven Palace and wait near the Emperor Star, as long as that bitch is still alive, she will definitely be caught. If that's the case, let's go to the Star Door of the 7 Killing Star Ocean. If we devour some sea beasts along the way, it won't be difficult for us to recover to the late void refinement realm. Chapter 325. Wu Yan and Shiran kept all the ashes. Since the ashes had already turned into ashes, they naturally lost their medicinal effects. Other than being useful to spirit kings, they were useless to others. Ning Fan naturally would not take away the ashes. What he wanted was the herb garden. The spiritual soil here was enough to nurture a million-years-old emperor medicine. In Ning Fan's eyes, this spiritual soil was a priceless treasure. Light, stone, head, the female corpse pulled a corner of Ning Fan's hand and waved it with pleading eyes. She wanted to beg Ning Fan to take this blue stone away because it contained the best memories of her previous life. After her spiritual intelligence had increased slightly, she understood that she had to pay a price if she wanted to ask Ning Fan to do something for her. After hesitating and considering repeatedly, the female corpse mustered up her courage and kissed Ning Fan's face gently. Stone, head, feeling the cold kiss mark on his face, Ning Fan did not know whether to laugh or cry. Silly girl. All right. I will take this stone and this herb garden with me. In the future, you can embroider colorful butterflies on this blue stone every day. How does that sound? Ahem. Ahem. The female corpse nodded her head repeatedly with a joyful expression like a 5 to 6 years old child. At least her spiritual intelligence has increased to that of a 5 to 6 years old child, right? So this is love. Yuan Yao pondered. Perhaps to the female corpse, she could die without regrets as long as she could find a man who would love and protect her. Ning Fan patted his storage pouch and a trace of world power swept across the area. The ruined herb garden immediately disappeared and was kept into his Yuan Yao jade. He did not take out the Yuan Yao jade directly to prevent Yuan Yao from noticing it. However, Yuan Yao, who had sharp eyesight, still noticed the world power. She said with a surprised tone. World power? Is this a world treasure that can create a small kiliacosm? I didn't expect you to have such a treasure with your identity as a cultivator from the lower world. However, why do I feel that this world power is a little familiar? Is it an illusion? Yuan Yao looked at Ning Fan as if she was seeking confirmation. She always felt that the world power of the world treasure that Ning Fan possessed was somewhat similar to the Yuan Yao jade that she made. It's just an illusion. Ning Fan revealed a harmless expression. He would not take out the Yuan Yao jade in front of Yuan Yao. He did not want to expose the grudge between him and Bei Xiaoman in front of her. Yuan Yao would naturally not pursue the matter. After all, there were countless world treasures in the world, so it wasn't strange for there to occasionally be treasures that possessed similar world energy. Originally, I was going to give you my origin jade to help you keep this medicinal garden spiritual soil. Since you have a world treasure, there's no need for that. Yuan Yao sighed softly. Is that so, your Yuan Yao jade? It is better for you to leave a sweetheart. Ning Fan casually answered. Snatching Bei Xiaoman's Yuan Yao jade was an accident, a spoil of war. But if he took the jade on Yuan Yao's finger, it would be a token of love. The Yuan Yao jade was a token of love from the 4 young ladies of the Lost World Palace. Ning Fan could tell that Yuan Yao was unwilling to have anything to do with him. Therefore, he would not take her token of love. Sweetheart. I don't have a sweetheart. I didn't have one in the past, and I won't be able to have one in the future. Yuan Yao's eyes looked calm, but under the veil, she was biting her lips tightly. It's not that I can't have it, but I can't. This place was silent for a while. 2 hours later, this silent atmosphere was broken by a returning moonlight. As soon as that light descended, it turned into a little girl who looked around 7 or 8 years old. Her appearance was delicate and pretty, but her eyes were filled with cold arrogance. She was none other than Yu Lingkong. Yu you're back. How was it? Did you encounter any danger? Did you find out how many exits there are in this ancient forest? Pooh! Stinky cucumber. Who are you to call me Yu Yu Lingkong retorted impatiently. However, after hearing Ning Fan's words of concern, her expression became a little gentler. What kind of danger can there be in this place? At most, there are some wild beasts. With my strength, I can easily beat them up in just 2 to 3 moves. As for the exits, according to my investigation, there are at least 3 other paths that can lead us out of this place other than the one we took to enter the forest. Of course, there are traces of battle in one of the 3 paths. It should be left behind by the 3 unlucky lightning generals when they were escaping. Which path should we take? Yu Lingkong passed a rough map of the ancient forest to Ning Fan with one of her hands. Her other hand was holding a dark blue pearl. It was this pearl that helped her not to be bewitched by the illusory formation. The pearl emitted a dense dark light. It had the miraculous effect of breaking illusory formations. Its name was Blue Spiritual Pearl. It was originally a treasure that the Spirit King had given to concubine Z. Now, it belonged to Ning Fan and he temporarily gave it to Yu Lingkong for her use. While Wu Yan, Shi Ran and the others were collecting the medicinal ashes, Yu Lingkong took the blue spiritual pearl that Ning Fan gave her and went to explore the path in this place. 3 paths. Which path should we take? If we want to snatch the key from that wolf demon, we should take the path of the lightning generals. Yuan Yao said indifferently. Sister Bei Yao is right. Besides, the 9 demon divisions are also going to take that path. If we work together, it's highly possible for us to seize the key. Wu Yan added. Brother Liu Bei, no matter where you go, I will certainly follow you. However, you must protect me. Shi Ran sounded a little unconfident. When the lady's words fell into Ning Fan's ears, he began to ponder. The key to the Star Palace had already turned into a chess piece made of star power and was in his hands. There was no need for Ning Fan to get into a conflict with Tan Lang over the key at all. The ladies did not know about this. Therefore, when they were considering the path, their focus was on the key. As for Ning Fan, his focus was, the center of the Star Palace where Lu Wu's remnant soul was sealed. He took out the jade slip that Lu Daochun gave him and pressed it on his glabella. Then, he frowned. Judging from the map, in order to reach the place where Lu Wu's remnant soul was sealed, they had no choice but to pass through Tan Lang's domain. Fine. It seems like I only have one choice. Ning Fan did not say anything else. He patted his storage pouch and took out the golden flame chariot. He pulled the ladies onto the chariot and changed his hand seals. The black dragon pulled the crystal chariot which was burning with golden flames. In just an instant, it turned into a golden line and disappeared into the dense forest. Half a month later. In the Heaven Palace, in a misty valley where silver snowflakes were falling, 9 divine transformation realm cultivators were wearing solemn expressions. They seemed to have just escaped from being hunted down. Countless corpses of demon beasts were left on the path where they were fleeing. The 9 of them were standing in 2 different directions, glaring at each other with hostile gazes. If there are demons from the Lu clan here, they would certainly realize that these 9 people were all titled demon generals of the 9 divisions. The 9 of them had just escaped from being hunted down. However, they seemed to be fighting over something and were divided into 2 sides. The 5 people on the left side were led by Lu Jifen. Each of them was staring at the 4 people opposite them with covetous eyes. Among the 4 people opposite them, the leaders were the Lightning General of the 2nd Division and the Wind General of the 3rd Division. Behind them, the Earth General of the Lai Tu tribe wore a distressed expression. Lu Daochun of the Luo Yun tribe had a blood-stained white beard. His left eye was tightly shut and black blood flowed down from it. He was holding a faint golden illusory fruit in his hand. Lu Daochun. The 9 of us fought our way out of the demon wolves' encirclement together, but you are the only one who obtained the blood wolf Dao fruit. Don't tell me you want to keep it all to yourself. Hand over the Dao fruit. Lu Jiefen's aura force spread out like fire. Within 10,000 li, all the silver snowflakes were ignited and melted. Humph. Lu Jiefen, aren't you being too shameless? At that time, we were being chased by a pack of wolves. If it wasn't for Yun General who sacrificed himself and destroyed his bestowment demon star, how could we escape from the encirclement so easily? He sacrificed his bestowment demon star to kill one of the 9 blood wolves and snatched the Dao fruit. Why should he give it to you? The Lightning General had the fiercest temper. What the Lightning General said is extremely true. Lu Jiefen, don't you go too far. This isn't your pure flame tribe. If you go against us for a mere Dao fruit, I'm afraid you won't be able to protect yourself either. The Wind General threatened him with a deep voice. The Earth General of the 8th tribe felt very awkward. At the critical moment when Ning Fan's prestige shocked the 9 tribes, he had decisively befriended Luo Yun without sparing any financial and material resources in an attempt to forget their past grudges. He did not dare to offend Lu Jiefan, but he was even more afraid of offending Ning Fan. Thus, he naturally had to help Lu Daochen. Now that we're in a dangerous place, we should try to maintain harmony everywhere. The Earth General said like a peacemaker. It seems like all of you are being stubborn. I won't waste my breath on you. If it's for this Dao fruit, it's worth it even if I have to reveal my true strength. This Dao fruit is at least equivalent to 3 peak Divine Transformation Realm Dao fruits. If I have this Dao fruit, my chances of breaking through to the Void Refinement Realm can be increased by at least 5%. Lu Jiefan's eyes flashed with ruthlessness. He took a step forward and a trace of qi that was concealed deeply spread out from his body. In front of him, it turned into the shadow of a purple dragon that was condensed from purple flames. Among the layers of purple flames, the shadow turned into a man in purple robes. His appearance was 70 to 80% similar to Lu Jiefan. However, his aura force was a few times stronger than Lu Jiefan's. Lu Jiefan's cultivation base was at the late Divine Transformation Realm, while this purple-robed shadow was at the half-step Void Refinement Realm. Half-step Void Refinement Realm. Who are you? The Wind General and the Lightning General stared at the purple-robed shadow and their expressions changed greatly. Who am I? Of course, I'm Lu Jiefan. However, I'm another Lu Jiefan. I'm the Palace Master of the Demon Sealing Palace in the Endless Sea. Alright, seeing that we still need to work together, as long as the 4 of you hand over the Blood Wolf Dao fruit and allow me to plant a demon seal on you, I'll spare your lives. The purple-robed shadow sneered. Lu Daochen, on the other hand, pressed his chest to suppress his injuries. He carefully observed Lu Jiefan and the purple-robed shadow and suddenly said, I understand now. Lu Jiefan, the one in purple robes is your true body. The one in red robes is your clone that you refined using the corpse melting devouring technique. You left your clone in the 9 divisions, but your true body somehow escaped from the second world and became the Palace Master of the Demon Sealing Palace in the outside world. Is that right? Corpse melting devouring technique. All the demon sealing experts at the scene were astonished. The corpse melting devouring technique was a secret technique that refined one's clone by devouring the corpses of demon beasts. However, once this secret technique fails, it would lead to the death of the cultivator's true body. Back then in the external Endless Sea, he had used the corpse melting devouring technique to devour 2 demon corpses in order to fight against Ning Fan. After he succeeded by luck, he became one with 3 bodies, which greatly improved his strength. This technique was not rare in the ancient demon race. However, because of the high risk involved, only a few people would practice it. With Lu Jiefan's identity, he actually risked his life to practice this technique, and he even succeeded. In the second world, he was a titled demon general of the Pure Fire tribe. In the outside world, he was the Demon Sealing Palace Master of the 7 venerated beings of the internal Endless Sea. Lu Jiefan was waiting for his clone that he had left in the second world to break through to the half-step Void Refinement Realm. Then, his true body and clone would merge into one and break through to the Void Refinement Realm in one go. That's right. I've practiced the corpse melting devouring technique. Lu Daochen, I'll count to 3. If you don't hand over the Blood Wolf Dao fruit, I'm going to kill you. The purple-robed man's eyes swept across the surroundings. The aura force of a half-step Void Refinement Realm expert gave everyone a terrifying pressure. 1. 2. Lu Daochen and the others were filled with indignation and despair. It seemed like they had no choice but to submit to Lu Jiefan, hand over the Dao fruit and plant the demon seal. Otherwise, who would be able to fight against a half-step Void Refinement Realm expert? There's no need to count. Lu Jiefan, I agree. Lu Daochen sighed and took a step forward, preparing to hand over the Dao fruit. However, before he could finish his words, a clear voice accompanied by a golden line flew across countless layers of the sea of snow. It suddenly turned into a golden flame chariot and appeared in the sky above the maze. "With me here, who dares to touch the people of the Luoyun sect?" As soon as the voice was heard, two black shadows flashed down from the golden flame chariot. Both of them were at the half-step void refinement realm. No one, including Lu Daochen, could see what those black shadows were. Only the purple-robed man could see them clearly. However, after seeing them clearly, he felt even more incredulous. "This is absolutely impossible." Boom! As the purple-robed man exclaimed in surprise, the two black shadows, one with a claw and the other with a fist, attacked the purple-robed man mercilessly. The purple-robed man tried his best to defend himself. However, it was too disadvantageous for him to fight against the two of them at the same time. He was sent flying by the two black shadows in just a moment. The force of the collision directly caused the maze within 10,000 li to collapse. As for the purple-robed man, he crawled up from the ruins and coughed out a mouthful of blood. He had actually suffered quite serious injuries. A half-step void refinement realm black dragon refined corpse and a half-step void refinement realm spiritual puppet. The purple-robed man looked in front of him in disbelief. The two black shadows that attacked him revealed themselves. They were none other than a dragon and a puppet. Chapter 326. A black dragon. Even though its eyes were hollow, its aura force made black wind blow. A black puppet. Even though its eyes were blank, its aura force made the silver snow swirl in the sky. In the middle of the wind and snow, a white-robed young man lowered his head and stared at Lu Jiefan coldly. "I'm here. Do you dare to repeat what you said just now?" Whoosh! As soon as Ning Fan's voice fell, the black dragon and the black puppet immediately turned into black lines and launched another attack. All of a sudden, the purple-robed shadow's expression changed drastically. Without hesitation, he patted his storage pouch and took out a copper mirror with purple flames. Then, he made a hand seal. The copper mirror shot out two rays of purple light, barely stopping the attacks of the puppet and the corpse. However, the purple-robed shadow did not seem to be at ease at all. What powerful refined corpses and puppets! My void treasure purple yang mirror is only enough to resist their attacks. I can't even gain the upper hand. If the battle continues, I will definitely suffer a great loss. Most importantly, I must not let my late divine transformation realm clone suffer any harm. Once my true body is entangled by the puppets and refined corpses, Liu Bei will certainly take the opportunity to kill my late divine transformation realm clone. If that happens, my plan to break through to the void refinement realm will be completely ruined. An unprecedented feeling of struggle rose in the purple-robed shadow's heart. His eyes fell on Lu Daochen and the blood wolf Dao fruit. He hesitated, but soon after, he gritted his teeth. His sleeves rolled up blazing purple flames and directly carried his demon sealing realm clone. Then, two rays of light, one purple and one red, hurriedly escaped. The one in red was the clone of the demon sealing realm of the pure fire tribe. The one in purple was the master of the demon sealing palace, one of the 7 venerated beings of the internal sea. Be it his true body or his clone, both of them were supreme beings. However, the purple-robed shadow did not hesitate to run away from the battle. With the help of the flames from the purple yang mirror, Lu Jiefan's speed was not any slower than the golden flame chariot. It's Liu Bei. Liu Bei of the Luoyun realm. He actually has 2 half-step void refinement realm corpse puppets. At first, I thought that the fact that Lu Jiefan has a half-step void refinement realm true body is already shocking enough. I didn't expect that even though Lu Jiefan has summoned his true body, he still doesn't dare to fight Liu Bei. Each of the title demon generals was staring at Ning Fan. Amidst the shock, they were completely stunned and their faces were filled with reverence. If Ning Fan possessed a half-step void refinement realm dragon corpse in the past, it was already enough to intimidate the 9 divisions. Now that he had a second half-step void refinement realm spiritual puppet, it was enough to make ordinary half-step void refinement realm experts flee at the sight of him. Lu Jiefen's main body and avatar had finally escaped. Standing on the golden flame chariot, Ning Fan stared at Lu Jiefen, who had disappeared in a flash, and gently frowned. Escaped? What a pity, it was indeed a pity. Even though he had just arrived at this place, he had already heard the dispute in this place when he was still tens of thousands of li away. Thus, he had a rough understanding of Lu Jiefen's identity. Ning Fan was also quite surprised about Lu Jiefen's true body and his double identity. Who would have thought that the majestic fire general Lu Jiefen of the 9 tribes of the Lu clan was just a clone? He was actually one of the 7 venerated beings of the Eternal Endless Sea, the demon sealing temple master who had a grudge against him. The red-clothed Lu Jiefen was the Cleansing Flame Division's titled demon general. He had a grudge with the Luoyun tribe that Yang Ling was from. The purple-robed Lu Jiefen was the temple master of the demon sealing temple. Back when they were in the Endless Sea, he already had a lot of grudges against him. If he could eliminate Lu Jiefen's true body and avatar in this place, he would be able to eliminate 2 powerful enemies. It would be an extremely worthwhile thing. However, this idea was a little too greedy. After all, Lu Jiefen's true body was a half-step void refinement realm expert. He was one of the 7 venerated beings of the Eternal Endless Sea and a cunning old monster who had been fighting life and death battles for countless years. Once he realized that Ning Fan was strong and that he could not gain the upper hand, Lu Jiefen would immediately flee without caring about his reputation. As such, Ning Fan had lost the slightest possibility of killing Lu Jiefen. Unfortunately, I am just an early divine transformation realm expert now. The combination of the 3 powers of the divine, demon and devil powers is comparable to the mid-divine transformation realm experts. After extracting my soul, my magic power is as strong as a late divine transformation realm expert. With the body of a corpse devil and the body technique at the 2nd level of the Jade Life realm, I can fight a late divine transformation realm expert without losing just by relying on the strength of my physical body. If I add my peak divine transformation realm spirit sense to my black tempest soul splitting technique and wind snow technique, I can even kill peak experts like the buried dragon city lord. However, compared to a half-step void refinement realm expert, there is still a huge gap. When I ignited my ancestral blood that day, I could kill half-step void refinement realm experts like ants. With just a command, I could summon an army from the Star Sea and beat up a half-step void refinement realm expert from the Purple Robe's palace. However, I don't have these advantages today. Moreover, this Lu Jiefen ran away too decisively. The speed of his purple mirror is comparable to a void refinement realm expert. It is not any weaker than the golden flame chariot. I have 2 spiritual puppets and sword crystals. 2 early void refinement realm sword crystals and 1 mid-void refinement realm sword crystal. If Lu Jiefen doesn't run away, I might still have a chance to kill him. Unfortunately, he ran away. Ning Fan's eyes gradually turned serious. This Lu Jiefen should not be underestimated. It was not only because of his strength but also because of his temperament. He was bold enough to try the secret technique of merging corpses and devouring others and creating a clone. His true body went to the Eternal Endless Sea to become a venerated demon while his true body was playing a grand game of chess. He had schemed to take over the entire secret realm of the broken world. In other words, if Ning Fan didn't appear and disrupt Lu Jiefen's plans time and time again, the final owner of the Star of the Heavenly Emperor would probably be Lu Jiefen. This old man really runs away fast. Shi Ran's eyes sparkled with little stars. She felt that Ning Fan was too domineering. He scared away a half-step void refinement realm expert as soon as he showed up. Little cucumber, not bad. Even when this venerated demon kid meets me in the past, he didn't run away so decisively. It seems like you scared him. Yu Lingkong praised. She was no stranger to the demon sealing palace master. So what if he ran away? Liu Bei, don't mind him. This Lu Jiefan isn't a simple person. If he fights to the death, there might be other changes. If you get injured or lose one of your refined corpses, it won't be worth it. Fortunately, he is already extremely afraid of you. He will only avoid us in the Star Palace. I don't think he will cause too much trouble for us." Wu Yan smiled and comforted her. Yuan Yao nodded her head gently at Wu Yan's words. Ning Fan nodded at the ladies and said no more. He pointed at the golden flame chariot and descended to the ground. To Ning Fan, it was a pity that Lu Jiefan ran away. However, to the 8 titled demon generals at the scene, Ning Fan's appearance alone was enough to scare away the arrogant Lu Jiefan. "We, the titled demon generals, greet General Bei. Be it the wind, lightning and earth tribes that were on good terms with the Luoyun tribe or the tribes that were at odds with the Luoyun tribe, all the titled demon generals cupped their fists and bowed to Ning Fan who was walking towards them. In the history of the 9 divisions of the Lu clan, only demon generals would greet the titled demon generals. Since when did the titled demon generals ever greet the titled demon generals? Ning Fan was the first demon general that even the titled demon generals respected. You 4 titled demon generals, come over here." Ning Fan's gaze fell upon the 4 titled demon generals on the left. These 4 people had previously sided with Lu Jiefan and bullied the Luoyun tribe. Now, Lu Jiefan decisively ran away but the 4 of them could not escape. How dare you? I'm a titled demon general of the New River tribe after all. How dare you ask me to get lost? One of them was a burly man in blue armor. His cultivation base was at the mid-divine transformation realm. Even though he was afraid of Ning Fan, he had lived like a prince for countless years. Thus, he was naturally unwilling to be ordered around by Ning Fan like a slave. However, just as he was about to protest, Ning Fan had already clawed at the direction of the titled demon generals. All of a sudden, a gigantic spear that shone with dazzling golden light turned into thousands of rays of sunlight and surrounded the titled demon generals. Power of Title, Water Tooth Technique. In a panic, the titled demon generals forcefully activated the blue demon star in their left eye and used the power of the title. Titled demon generals possessed a special power that was bestowed by the sleeping demon marshal. It was the reason why they were superior to ordinary demon generals. A blue ray of light shot out from their left eye and turned into the shadow of a gigantic blue leopard. It went head-on against the parting sun spear. Its destructive power was comparable to the attack of a late divine transformation realm expert. This gigantic blue leopard was the power of the titled demon generals of the New River. Its attack power was far beyond that of a demon general of the same level. However, as soon as the gigantic blue leopard touched the parting sun spear, it immediately let out a sizzling sound. Its body trembled violently. At the next moment, it was burned into steam by the light of the parting sun. The titled demon generals of the New River revealed a look of disbelief. He could not imagine that his power of the title was actually broken by Ning Fan in just a single move. However, he could no longer think. At the next moment, he was pierced by the spear's shadows and let out a miserable shriek. Ah! After letting out a miserable shriek, his demon body instantly turned into ashes. Before his demon soul could escape, Ning Fan caught it with his hand and fed it to the black puppet. His eyes coldly swept across the remaining 3 demon generals of the enemy tribes and said in a deep voice. "The demon generals of the 3 tribes, get over here." With just a single glance, his baleful chi immediately soared into the sky and dyed the sky red. Liu Bei of the Luoyun tribe instantly killed the demon generals. The demon generals of the 4th, 6th and 9th demon tribes were utterly shocked. When Ning Fan asked them to get over here, they did not dare to disobey. If they do not obey, the next ones to be killed instantly would be them. When they approached Ning Fan, he planted a demon seal on them without any hesitation. The 3 of them did not dare to resist. When Lu Daochen saw this scene, he couldn't help but sigh. Ning Fan has become stronger. He has become much stronger. When I first met this young man in the past, he had yet to attain the divine transformation realm. Now, he can kill demon generals like ants. This old man was right about him. This man can certainly free demon Marshal Lu Wu. The wind generals and the lightning generals watched the demon generals of the New River die miserably on the ground. They felt lucky that they chose to befriend Luo Yun. Otherwise, this Ning Fan who scared Lu Jiefan away and instantly killed the demon generals of the New River would become the enemy of their two tribes. The Earth General by Wuzuan was feeling extremely fortunate at the moment. The biggest mistake he had made in his life was to reward Ning Fan with a reward and hunt him down. The best thing he did in his life was to decisively apologize to Ning Fan and curry favor with Luo Yun as soon as he saw how powerful Ning Fan was. Luckily, I stood firm and stood on Luo Yun's side despite the risk of offending Lu Jiefan. Otherwise, the Earth General swallowed his saliva. If Ning Fan kills him, he would probably end up like the demon generals of the New River tribe. He would not be able to withstand a single attack from Ning Fan. He's a malignant star. We must never provoke him. The Earth General firmly believed him. After planting the mental seal on the three demon generals, Ning Fan turned to Lu Daochen and asked with a concerned tone. General Yun seems to be badly injured. I wonder what is the origin of this blood wolf Dao fruit and what kind of accident has happened to the Heaven Palace. I would like to hear the details. Even if you don't ask about this, I would still tell you about it. After all, it will greatly benefit you in rescuing Lu Wu. Lu Daochen smiled in relief and passed the blood wolf Dao fruit to Ning Fan. Then, his eyes turned solemn. Take this Dao fruit and try your best to improve your cultivation base. A huge accident has happened to the Heaven Palace. Chapter 327. 1 billion li to the north of the valley was the only way to reach the central area of the Heaven Palace. There were 100,000 unreachable star mountains there. They could not be flown over. There was only a narrow snow valley between the mountains. At the end of the snow valley, there was a 10,000 zhang large demon egg which had been sleeping for thousands of years. Inside the demon egg, Greed was sleeping and cultivating. Occasionally, he would leave the egg to devour some spiritual herbs and immediately return to sleep. He was trying to break free from his star spirit body and it was a crucial moment. He used his star power to seal the ice door at the end of the snow valley, not allowing anyone to pass through and enter the depths of the Star Palace. After devouring Lu Wu's corpse, Greed obtained the control of the star power in the snow valley. Not only could he use the star power to seal the snow path, but he could also use it to create demon wolves to burn their souls. For thousands of years, Greed had used the star power to create millions of demon wolf souls. The weakest of them were all pill beasts. Among the wolves, there were 18 late divine transformation realm star wolves. Of course, Ning Fan had already killed one of them. Above the 18 star wolves, there were 9 blood wolves. There were 6 peak divine transformation realm star wolves and 3 half-step void refinement realm star wolves. In order to pass through the snow valley and enter the depths of the Heaven Palace, one must kill Greed and break the seal on the ice door. That was the reason why Lu Daochen and the others could not enter the depths of the Heaven Palace. Greed was sleeping. As long as they know the time when he was sleeping and enter the snow valley, they would have a chance to kill him while he was sleeping. Then, they could unlock the ice door and pass through the snow valley. This was the information that Lu Daochen had collected after risking his life for several months. He did not know that it was Greed who was sleeping. He only knew that it was a ferocious wolf king. In the snow and wind in the valley, Lu Daochen told Ning Fan everything he knew. Black blood kept flowing out of his left eye and his expression was filled with lingering fear. The 9 of us tried to kill the wolf king while he was sleeping. However, we failed in the end. Instead, we were chased by the wolves. Among them, there were 10 star wolves and 9 blood wolves who were especially powerful. Left with no choice, I exhausted all of my titled power and luckily killed a severely injured blood wolf to scare the rest of the wolves. I seized the opportunity to escape and obtain this blood wolf Dao fruit. Humph. It's just that I didn't expect that Lu Jiefan would covet this Dao fruit after I risked my life to obtain it. If it wasn't for your arrival, I'm afraid this old man would have been plotted against by Lu Jiefan, planted with a demon seal, and turned into his slave. I can't thank you enough for your kindness. Lu Daochen cupped his fists to express his gratitude. He deeply understood that if it wasn't for Ning Fan's domineering appearance, he would not have a good ending once he falls into Lu Jiefan's hands. You don't have to thank me. Ning Fan waved his hand and muttered to himself. If Lu Daochen's information was accurate, then he wouldn't be able to enter the central area of the Heavenly Hall without killing Tan Lang. If he wanted to save Lu Wu's remnant soul and obtain the Emperor Star's legacy, he had to kill greed and cross the valley. He might as well make enemies with Ravenous Wolf and take the opportunity to kill Ravenous Wolf. After devouring Lu Wu's corpse, Tan Lang's cultivation base skyrocketed and he broke through to the mid-void refinement realm. Killing a mid-spatial tempering stage ferocious beast might seem insane, but in reality, if the beast was in a state of deep slumber, it would not be difficult to kill it. 18 star wolves and 9 blood wolves might seem powerful, but Ning Fan's team was not weak either. Once the wolves are eliminated, Ravenous Wolf who was in a state of deep slumber would be nothing but a turtle in a jar. If that's the case, let's set off immediately. We will kill the wolves, eliminate Ravenous Wolf and break through the valley. Ning Fan's eyes flashed with determination. He was worried about being chased by the realm beasts. Thus, it would naturally be better for him to move as fast as possible. I'm afraid that's not possible. We failed to assassinate the Wolf King this time and we have already missed the time when he is in deep slumber. In the next 7 days, the Wolf King might be awake. It's too dangerous to assassinate him now. Let's take action 7 days later. During these 7 days, you can slightly adjust your demon power and raise your condition to its peak in preparation for the great battle 7 days later. My cultivation method can't withstand too much blood qi. It's not suitable for me to consume this blood wolf Dao fruit. Take this Dao fruit with you. Lu Daochen's expression was solemn as he stuffed the blood wolf Dao fruit into Ning Fan's hands. He killed the blood wolves just to protect himself and obtained the Dao fruit by chance. Even though this Dao fruit was precious, it was not worth mentioning compared to saving Lu Wu. He did not care about losing his titled power. This Dao fruit was expensive but he did not care about it either. The reason why he came here was to repay Lu Wu's kindness and free his remnant soul. Ning Fan had helped him fulfill his wish and even saved his life once. A mere blood wolf Dao fruit was really not enough to repay his kindness. Blood wolf Dao fruit. Ning Fan's eyes lit up. No wonder this Dao fruit provoked Lu Jiefan to attack him. The demon power fluctuation from this Dao fruit was comparable to that of 3 peak divine transformation realm Dao fruits. Ning Fan needed strength and Dao fruits. He would not reject it pretentiously. Then, he patted his storage pouch and took out a 6th revolution healing pill and gave it to Lu Daochen. I'll accept this Dao fruit. You can take this pill now. A pill in exchange for a Dao fruit. Even though a 6th revolution pill was precious, Ning Fan was never stingy towards his own people. Besides, this blood wolf Dao fruit was very meaningful to Ning Fan. During the massacre in the Sea of Stars, he had devoured countless amounts of demon blood and accumulated a large amount of demon power that he had yet to refine. He still had 7 divine transformation realm Dao fruits with him. With so many Dao fruits and demon blood, Ning Fan could try to break through to the mid-divine transformation realm with his demon power. However, he did not do so. One of the reasons was that refining demon blood would certainly require a large amount of time. Today, however, everything was different with this blood wolf Dao fruit. The demon power contained in this Dao fruit was different from ordinary Dao fruits. If Ning Fan consumes the blood wolf Dao fruit and uses it as the center to refine all of his demon blood, he would certainly be able to shorten the time needed to break through to the mid-divine transformation realm. 7 days later would be the best time for Tan Lang to launch his attack. In these 7 days, with this blood wolf Dao fruit, his demon blood and Dao fruit, Ning Fan was confident that his demon power could break through to the mid-divine transformation realm. When the other 7 demon lords saw Lu Daochen giving the Dao fruit to Ning Fan, they were envious. However, none of them dared to compete with Ning Fan for the Dao fruit. Inwardly, however, they were cursing and envious of Ning Fan's good luck. This Liu Bei casually gave Lu Daochen a pill, but he got a blood wolf Dao fruit in return. Liu Bei has really struck the jackpot. Those were the thoughts of the 7 demon lords. It was not Lu Daochen's opinion. Lu Daochen's pill refinement technique was only at the mid-5th revolution. However, when he took the pill from the 6th revolution pill bottle and smelled the fragrance of the pill, his expression changed drastically even before he swallowed the pill. Could this be? Lu Daochen could not help but be shocked. If he was not mistaken, the pill bottle contained a low-grade 6th revolution pill, the undying pill. If a void refinement realm cultivator gets injured, consuming one pill could greatly alleviate the injuries. If a divine transformation realm cultivator gets injured, consuming one pill could almost cure all of his injuries. This pill is too precious. I can't accept it. Lu Daochen said with a serious expression. He was not a polite person. However, the pill that Ning Fan gave him was too precious. To a divine transformation realm cultivator, this undying pill was equivalent to saving their life when they were gravely injured. The 7 demon lords were stunned. All of them were filled with curiosity. They were guessing what kind of pill Ning Fan gave Lu Daochen that even Lu Daochen, who was known as a teacher, was moved. Could it be that Liu Bei gave Lu Daochen a high-grade 5th revolution pill? It can't be. We don't even have a high-grade 5th revolution pill refinement master in the 9 divisions of the Lu clan. Where did he get such a pill? The 7 of them were guessing, but none of them guessed that the pill would be a 6th revolution pill. As for Ning Fan, he was certainly not stupid enough to flaunt his wealth and explain the pill to these unrelated people. He just nodded his head indifferently, signaling Lu Daochen to consume the pill. There's no need to say more. Just consume it. Pills are concocted for people to consume. You're Wan Air's master. It's reasonable for me to give you this pill. Lu Daochen held the pill and sighed. His mind was filled with mixed feelings. In the end, he consumed the pill and the black blood in his left eye stopped flowing. Liu Bei, this old man will remember this kindness. Ning Fan did not say anything else. He did not even look at the other demon lords who were looking at him with fiery eyes. Among the 6th revolution pills that Wei Xian gave him, there were only 3 undying pills left. To Ning Fan, 3 undying pills were equivalent to 3 lives. He was willing to give them to Lu Daochen, but he would never give them to an outsider. There are 7 more days before the Wolf King falls asleep. I'll leave for now and meet you here 7 days later. Ning Fan asked the ladies to stay in the Golden Flame chariot while He Tang and the Dragon Corpse stayed behind to protect them. As for himself, he chose an ice valley that was rarely visited by humans and used his finger as a sword to open up a temporary abode in the valley. He wanted to advance to the mid-divine transformation realm within these 7 days with the help of the blood wolf Dao fruit. Of course, during his seclusion, he would need to pluck the 10 divine transformation realm cauldrons that he had just obtained. It was not a pleasant process. He did not want the ladies to see his cruel side. With the protection of He Tang and the Dragon Corpse, the ladies were naturally not in danger. The only thing he needed to worry about was the possible existence of the realm beast. I feel a little uneasy. However, in order to wait for Tan Lang to fall asleep, I have no choice but to wait for these 7 days. inside the abode, Ning Fan touched his glabella and took out the star positioning plate. He held it up high. Immediately, the area within 10,000 li of the ice cave was covered by the star map. Inside the ice cave, cold wind blew. Ning Fan closed his eyes. His expression was slightly struggling. I'm going to pluck women again. This time, it's the 10 demon concubines of the Spirit King Palace. At the next moment, the struggling expression on his face disappeared. He opened his eyes, which were as cold as ice. However, since we are enemies, why can't I use your primordial yin to pave my path of devil cultivation? Appear. Ning Fan shook his cauldron ring. 10 unconscious demon concubines with flushed faces were thrown onto the ice and snow mercilessly. With a wave of his palm, the 10 delicate ladies who were wearing thin robes were deeply affected by the bewitching technique and could not extricate themselves. Occasionally, there would be a few demon concubines with blurred eyes staring at Ning Fan. All of them had an expression of hatred and love. What they hated was being captured as human cauldrons. What they loved was the loneliness of being in the depths of the palace and being affected by the bewitching technique. At this moment, all they wanted was to have a good night with their lover. Ning Fan's eyes were cold. He did not care whether these human cauldrons loved him or hated him. Someone has to be the villain. Ning Fan's eyes darkened. He took off his clothes and acted coldly. Nailan Zi, have you ever thought that such a day would come? Lu Bei. Sister, of the main family. Nailan Zi closed her eyes in humiliation, but strangely, she did not resist. He is a member of the main family. He is the only one who can save my sister. It's all my fault. I offended him this time and even wanted to kill him. As long as I can save my sister, even if I have to give up my chastity and satisfy him. It's fine, Lu Bei. Nailan Zi had to admit that Ning Fan's technique was indeed superb. Every tease and caress was a great temptation to her. She could clearly feel the endless pleasure of her body. However, her heart was recalling a sad past. That worry was reflected in Ning Fan's mind through the mind-reading technique and the yin-yang locket. That was Nailan Zi's most painful memory. When I was 12 years old, my sister and I witnessed the extermination of the Purple Cuckoo clan with our own eyes. I saw my mother being taken as a sex slave and humiliated to death. I, Nailan Zi, will never forget that day. I swore to become stronger, to become more arrogant than anyone else and to take revenge. I have a younger sister. Her name is Nailan Ling. On the second month after I joined the Spirit King Palace, she was eaten alive by the Spirit King. Lu Bei is the main family. He can save Ling Air. Only he can. I shouldn't have made him my enemy. I shouldn't. I'm willing to pay everything to atone for my sins. I just hope that he can save Ling Air. My younger sister, Ning Fan frowned deeply. He did not expect that Nailan Zi would have such a sad past. However, since both of them were enemies, it was impossible for him to be merciful. He shouldn't be merciful. 9 women were plucked and only Nailan Zi's cultivation base remained. In the end, Ning Fan did not do it. He was very concerned about Nailan Zi's thoughts. Nailan Zi's deep concern for her younger sister made him look sideways, reminding him of himself in the past. Chapter 328. After a night of sex, the cave was a mess. Out of the 10 demon concubines, 9 of them were on the verge of death after being plucked. They were only left with Gold Core Realm cultivation base. Ning Fan planted a demon seal in their dreams and kept them in his cauldron ring, handing them over to Bing Ling and Yu Ling. If these 9 concubines were obediently trained, they would probably be incorporated into the female guards of the Ning family in the future. Only Nailan Zi was still at the peak spirit severing realm even though she had lost her primordial yin. As for Ning Fan, he had also lost his interest in plucking her. The Spirit King is a woman. The main race can break the curse of the spirit slave and save my younger sister. Is Liu Bei the main race? If he is, I am willing to do anything for him. I just hope that he can save my younger sister. I have a younger sister. Her name is Nalan Ling. Her thoughts repeatedly appeared in Ning Fan's sea of consciousness through the yin-yang locket. At first, he just subconsciously wanted to pry into Nalan Zi's thoughts and find out the secrets of the Spirit King Palace. However, he never thought that he would get such a great piece of information. The Spirit King is a woman. Moreover, Nalan Zi has repeatedly thought that I am the main race. Only the main race is not affected by the purple cuckoo's curse. Moreover, the main race can use the power of their bloodline to control the Spirit King. What is the main race? Nalan Zi said that I am a member of the main race. Could it be that I can use the Fu Li bloodline to control the Spirit King? Isn't this too absurd? Ning Fan sat against the ice wall and took out his clothes to cover Nalan Zi's body. Perhaps he was waiting for Nalan Zi to wake up so that he could get more secrets from her. Perhaps his mind was stirred by Nalan Zi's past. In the end, Ning Fan stopped his attack after breaking her curse. He did not pluck a trace of her cultivation base. If I keep this woman alive, she might be of great use in the future. If I can figure out the secret of the main race, I might be able to enter the Spirit Seizing Palace in one go and become a supreme figure in the demon spirit land. Moreover, this woman seemed to have decided to sacrifice everything for me after she recognized me as a member of the main race. If that's the case, this woman will unexpectedly become a good fighter. Once she is cultivated, her purple cuckoo blood tear seal will be a terrifying killing method. Of course, the premise is that there is still a possibility for her eyes to recover after being damaged. Perhaps 90% of the reason why he spared Nalan Zi's life was because she was still useful to him. As for the remaining 10%, it was Nalan Zi's past that made him recall his own past. No wonder she's so domineering, arrogant, and unreasonable. It turns out that she's been through such an unforeseen event. Ning Fan gently reached out his hand and stroked Nalan Zi's unconscious face. Her eyes that were blinded due to the purple cuckoo seal were now covered with dried blood tears. Are you willing to obey all of my requests for the sake of your sister? You are a good sister, but I am not a good brother. You're ruthless to your enemies and you'd rather die than submit. In this aspect, you and I are very similar. His gaze swept over Nalan Zi's delicate body. She wasn't too voluptuous, just average. With her figure, she seemed a little barren. Her ribs could be vaguely seen. However, she was a frail woman. Perhaps she had suffered a lot of hardships just like Ning Fan. When Ning Fan was caressing her, her eyelashes gently trembled and she slowly woke up. Her eyes were already blind. She could not see Ning Fan but she could feel the heat from his palms. There was no lust. There was only a kind of sympathy for each other in the same boat. It made Nalan Zi feel a sense of warmth. From the moment she acknowledged Ning Fan as her master, Nalan Zi had decided to please Ning Fan at all costs. However, what puzzled her was that she had already lost her primordial yin. Why was her cultivation base not plucked? Why didn't Ning Fan pluck her? Why, a trace of the remaining power of the yin plucking finger spread out from her body. Gradually, she could no longer endure it and let out a soft moan. Ning Fan's eyes darkened. He had already sensed that Nalan Zi had woken up. He simply lifted his clothes and pressed himself on Nalan Zi's body once again. Ning Fan wanted to see if this woman would really obey him and to what extent could she endure his bullying. Nalan Zi's face was filled with humiliation but she gritted her teeth and endured it. In the cold air, there was only the intertwining of each other's body temperature and the burning sensation from the repeated penetration. Why don't you resist? Seeing that Nalan Zi did not resist, Ning Fan stopped with a frown. This woman seemed to really obey him. I'm willing to be Master's slave. I'm willing to fulfill all of Master's requests. I'm willing to offer my body and mind to Master. Naylan Z said with a trembling voice. Is it because you want me to save your younger sister? Is her name Naylan Ling? How did you know? Ah. Naylan Z's thoughts were exposed. She was so agitated that she twisted her waist. Immediately, she cried out in pain and slowly fell to the ground. What's the main race? Ning Fan asked with a frown. If you promise to save my younger sister, I will tell you. Naylan Z's chest heaved up and down, but her expression gradually calmed down. You don't have the qualifications to negotiate with me. I can pluck you clean and then search your soul and memories. Ning Fan said coldly and secretly activated the yin-yang locket. Immediately, all the information that Naylan Z knew about the main race entered Ning Fan's mind. The corner of Ning Fan's mouth curved into an evil smile and said coldly. The main race is the master of the first-generation Spirit King of the Spirit King Palace. It has the full power to control everything in the palace, including the appointment and dismissal of the past Spirit Kings, life and death. Is that so? His words made Naylan Z's mouth wide open in shock. She immediately realized that she might have been peeked at by some kind of mind-reading secret technique. Why, you can read minds? Naylan Z was a little panicked. She was prepared to use this bargaining chip to make a deal with Ning Fan. Now, she had lost it. That's right. Now that you have fallen into my hands, I don't need to search your soul and memories, and I can make you spit out all your secrets. To me, the only value you have left is to pluck you. Am I no longer of value to you? Ziwan's heart thumped. As a scheming woman, she deeply understood what kind of fate a chess piece would face when it loses its value. Next, she would be plucked to death by Ning Fan. She did not have the ability to let Ning Fan save Naylan Ling. No. I still have value. I beg you to save my younger sister. I still have value to you. Naylan Z said stubbornly. What value? Ning Fan pinched Naylan Z's chin. His face was cold but his heart was trembling. Naylan Z is begging me. This woman should have the same personality as me. She won't beg anyone. For her younger sister, she is begging me. Just like how I begged Man Xiong to give me the star-tempering purple Zoysia in the past. I can be your woman. I can give my body and heart to you. Naylan Z was almost in despair. She did not know if she could move Ning Fan after paying such a huge price. Is there any possibility for you to regain your sight? I really want to have another helper. I value your purple cuckoo seal very much. I can't regain my sight. The sealing technique of the purple cuckoo clan is terrifying. It even made some true spirit clans join forces to annihilate the purple cuckoo clan out of fear. All of this is because the purple cuckoo seal is too powerful. The price of this seal is irreversible blindness. Even my spirit sense won't be able to see anything. I won't be able to use this sealing technique for the second time in my life. Naylan Z was in despair. She was willing to sacrifice her body for Ning Fan. However, Ning Fan looked down on her body. Ning Fan was interested in her strength. However, in order to kill Ning Fan, she had already used the purple cuckoo seal that could only be used once in her lifetime. Do I no longer have any value to him? Will he kill me? He won't save Ling Er anymore, will he? No. I can't give up. Ling Er is crying and waiting for me to save her. Naylan Z's worries appeared in Ning Fan's mind. She stubbornly bit her lips. She hated being violated by men. She had a shadow in her heart. However, for her younger sister's sake, she must prove to Ning Fan that she still had some value to him. I will definitely make you satisfied. I definitely will. She gently twisted her waist like a water snake, letting the burning sensation enter and leave Ning Fan's body continuously, trying to make Ning Fan feel comfortable. She was already exhausted, but she forced herself to stand up with one hand. She used the other hand to hold Ning Fan, who was on top of her, and offered her tongue. Even if you don't want to save Ling Er, please don't kill me. I can't die yet. Ning Fan felt annoyed. Being served like this by a beautiful woman who used to be his enemy should be a great pleasure both physically and mentally. However, Ning Fan couldn't feel the slightest bit of happiness. Looking at Nalan Zi's expression that was desperately trying to protect her younger sister, Ning Fan couldn't feel any happiness. He got up in annoyance and left Nalan Zi behind. He put on his clothes and walked out of the cave, trying to calm himself down. But as soon as he left, Nalan Zi immediately turned into a panicked deer. Are you not satisfied with me? Don't go. Don't go. I can still work harder. Being blind, she couldn't see anything. Her originally proud eyes were now dim and out of focus. She frantically crawled on the snowy ground, searching around, trying to find Ning Fan. Don't kill me. I can't die yet. Thinking of her younger sister's cry before she was eaten, Nalan Zi's heart felt like it was being stabbed by a knife. Sister, why don't you care about me? Why don't you save me? Her younger sister's voice and appearance were imprinted in her mind. Nalan Zi couldn't calm down. The virgin blood from her lower body was printed on the snowy ground, leaving a sad but beautiful red trail. She finally lost all her strength and fell naked on the snowy ground. A pair of thin but strong arms carried her up. I have never killed cauldrons, if you are obedient. Ning Fan frowned and went down, holding Nalan Zi on his knees. He was not a soft-hearted person, but looking at Nalan Zi, it was like looking at himself. He was lucky, he met Jiha, he met the old devil, but Nalan Zi only met a world of ice and snow, cold and indifferent. You won't kill me? Nalan Zi seemed to have heard something funny. A demon that slaughtered millions without blinking, would he let her go? You can think of it as I am very satisfied with your skills, so be my sex slave. If you agree, maybe in the future, I will go to the Spirit King Palace to have a look. Maybe I will save your younger sister along the way, really. Nalan Zi revealed a pleasantly surprised expression. But thinking of Ning Fan's request, she hesitated. Sex slaves not only need to offer their bodies to their masters. Sex slaves may even be used as tools by their masters, taken out for other men to play with. She didn't know how overbearing Ning Fan was, he simply wouldn't let other men touch his woman. But thinking of her mother by a group of men, Nalan Zi hesitated. Perhaps she will suffer the same fate as her mother, but if she can save her younger sister, Nalan Zi, am willing to be your sex slave Liu Bei. Nalan Zi was already blind, so she could only use her hands to feel. Her cold jade-like hands groped, opened her red lips, and sucked. Oh. Nalan Zi asked vaguely. Master, is it comfortable? Ning Fan casually answered, his mind was not on this matter at all. He saw the sorrow and fear in Nalan Zi's eyes, but he still agreed to be Ning Fan's sex slave. For his younger sister, he can give up everything for his younger sister. The sex slave matter is just a joke. You are my cauldron, no one will do anything to you. Ning Fan said this, but Nalan Zi only smiled sadly and didn't believe him. Inside the yin-yang locket, a lazy woman was sipping tea while watching the show outside. Good little brother, your love is not shallow. Even the true spirit Zi Wan, a member of the palace attendant clan, can be taken as a cauldron. Big sister is very envious. Envious of what? Envious of her sucking something of mine. Do you want to suck it too? Bah, you even dare to joke with big sister. Elder sister just wants to tell you that other than the purple cuckoo race's sealing technique being praised, their cuckoo tongue technique is the best tonic for dual cultivators. You should take the opportunity to cultivate the yin-yang transformation, don't waste it. Once you break through to the third level, big sister will be able to see the light of day again. Luo Yu's breathing seemed to be a little hurried, as if she had closed the window. She couldn't seem to calm down while watching Ning Fan and the beautiful woman. Cuckoo tongue technique. Ning Fan's breathing gradually became heavier. After a long time, Ning Fan tidied up his clothes and helped Nalan Zi up. "Master, are you satisfied?" Nalan Zi asked nervously. "Yes, you can stay by my side in the future." Ning Fan said that he was satisfied, but he was actually referring to the yin-yang transformation, the peak of the 9th level of the 2nd level, which was a step closer to the 3rd level. But Nalan Zi heaved a sigh of relief. "This is good, this is good. As long as you are satisfied, master, please plant the demon seal." "All right, after planting the demon seal, I will temporarily keep you away. Although your cultivation is high, both your eyes are blind and your combat strength is greatly reduced. Rest for now. I will instruct Bing Ling and Yu Ling to let you rest." And Nalan Zi was no longer arrogant as she nestled in Ning Fan's arms. She knew that this man would become her everything, even if it wasn't because of love. "Master, please help me. As the price, I can give you everything." Chapter 329. It was another round of lovemaking. However, this time, Ning Fan did not treat Nalan Zi cruelly. After keeping her into his cauldron ring and instructing Bing Ling and Yu Ling to give her special treatment, Ning Fan sat cross-legged in the ice cave. There were still 10 pools of blood on the ground. One of them was very long on the ice and snow. "Nalan Zi. If I were you and witnessed my mother being humiliated and my younger sister being eaten, I would probably also go crazy and act domineeringly. It's not evil for me to humiliate your purity. It's not good for me to spare your life. It has nothing to do with good or evil. I've always been doing things based on my Tao heart. That's all. I also have people that I need to protect. Therefore, I need to pluck women to improve my strength." Ning Fan sat on the ground with his clothes on. His black hair fluttered even though there was no wind. His eyes gradually became calm. As long as his Tao heart was not destroyed, even if the world was overturned and millions of people were to face him, he would still go forward. After plucking 9 women and having sex with Nalan Zi Huan several times, his demon power had reached 27,560 units. He was only halfway to the mid-divine transformation realm. It's still not enough. Ning Fan remained silent. He patted his storage pouch and took out 7 divine transformation realm Tao fruits with fiery eyes. He had killed countless Tao fruits in the Star Sea. Among them, the Gold Core realm and Nascent Soul realm Tao fruits were equivalent to eating them for free with his current cultivation base. However, the divine transformation realm Tao fruits were great nourishment. Without hesitation, he consumed the 7 Tao fruits. With the help of his yin-yang devil veins, his demon power had increased to 34,620 units in just one day. Just a little bit more. Blood Wolf Tao fruit, appear. Holding a blood-red Tao fruit in his hand, Ning Fan's fiery eyes became even more intense. This one Tao fruit was equivalent to 3 peak stage soul formation Tao fruits. More importantly, the Blood Wolf Tao fruit was a bloodthirsty item. Once consumed, it would certainly stimulate the demon blood in his body and refine all the accumulated demon blood in his body. After swallowing the Blood Wolf Tao fruit, Ning Fan's body felt like it was burning. A strong demon power exploded inside his body, causing his demon blood to boil. Refine. The Blood Wolf Tao fruit increased his demon power to 38,160 units. Not only that, the Blood Wolf Tao fruit ignited the demon blood in his body. The tens of millions of demon blood that he had devoured along the way turned into surging magic power at this moment. The demonic runes on his back seemed to be burning, and demonic energy surged. As his demonic power increased, his body-tempering realm was also boosted by his demonic blood and increased slightly. The 3rd day. The 4th day. The 5th day, the 6th day. On the 7th day, Ning Fan's demon power rose to 67,500 units. The ferocious demonic energy kept attacking the bottleneck. Ning Fan's intent realm had reached the grand accomplishment realm. It was more than enough for him to break through to the mid-divine transformation realm. All he needed to do was to wait for the right conditions. Vein opening, harmonious spirit, gold core, and nascent soul focused on cultivation techniques. After reaching the soul formation level, he focused on cultivating his intent state. Divine intent, demonic intent, and beast intent, each of them was related to the advancement of a cultivator. Still a little lacking. Ning Fan's eyes darkened. Even though his demon power had long surpassed the mid-divine transformation realm, he still could not break through that barrier. With a vicious gaze, Zhang Xian retrieved 4 poison-neutralizing goo worms from his storage bag and swallowed them in one go. In an instant, the insect sense was refined in his sea of consciousness, and the power of his divine sense increased rapidly. Because of this attack, the bottleneck in the unseen world cracked even more. "Break, for me!" Ning Fan shouted loudly. A vigorous aura force spread out from his body. Black devil flames swept across the area. His black spirit sense spread across 50,000 li. Within 50,000 li, the icebergs crumbled and the snow melted into water, turning into black ice crystals. In the chaotic ice ruins, a purple shadow soared into the sky and let out a demonic cry from afar. Spirit sense, half-step void refinement realm. His demon power, mid-divine transformation realm. When the conditions were right, his demon power finally stabilized at 71,440 units. At this moment, Ning Fan was no longer an early divine transformation realm cultivator but a mid-divine transformation realm cultivator. The direct benefit of the increase in his cultivation realm was that the power of his magic techniques would at least increase by a few times. Some of them could even double the power. Mid-divine transformation realm. This is the realm that Li Ban has been dreaming of. However, he is dead and I have reached it. At this stage, I have already surpassed Li Ban and the others. Slowly withdrawing his aura force, Ning Fan stood in the wind and snow and closed his eyes to calm his excited state of mind. I still need to stabilize my cultivation realm. I need to go into seclusion to stabilize my cultivation realm. To stabilize my cultivation realm, I need to slaughter. 7 days have passed. It's time to attack the Snow Valley. It's time to take the Imperial Star and leave. This time, he might not be able to meet many women for a long time. However, Ning Fan did not have the time to rest. With a single step, he passed through the wind and snow and returned to the Maze Valley. Then, he appeared in front of the Golden Flame Chariot. His aura force became more steady and reserved. His speed became more meticulous and careful. His appearance did not alarm anyone except for Yuan Yao, whose cultivation realm was extremely high. "Liu Bei. You're back." Yuan Yao murmured softly. All of a sudden, the gazes of the women fell on Ning Fan. He no longer concealed his qi. Immediately, the 8 demon sealers who sensed Ning Fan's qi rushed out from their respective seclusion grounds. When they saw Ning Fan's qi, their expressions changed drastically. Mid-divine transformation realm. You actually broke through to the mid-divine transformation realm by chance after 7 days of seclusion. The Earth General was the first to speak. He was also a mid-divine transformation realm cultivator. He deeply knew how difficult it was for an early divine transformation realm cultivator to break through to the mid-divine transformation realm. Moreover, the Earth General only had 60,000 units of demon power. In front of Ning Fan, he actually felt that his demon power was not as dense as Ning Fan's. To an ordinary divine transformation realm cultivator, every level of the divine transformation realm was a watershed. To an abnormal Ning Fan, the combat power of an early divine transformation realm cultivator was heaven-defying. A mid-divine transformation realm cultivator would probably be even stronger. This isn't a coincidence. The demon sealer of the 4th Division was shocked. The demon sealer of the 4th Division was proficient in killing. Others might not be able to see how Ning Fan's cultivation realm skyrocketed in 7 days, but he could see that the killing chi around Ning Fan's body had become heavier. This young man must have killed countless people and absorbed the blood of countless gold core realm demons to accumulate it in his body. Then, he used a special method to forcefully refine that terrifying amount of gold core realm demon blood in these 7 days. That special method should be the blood wolf Dao fruit. This isn't a coincidence. Anyone who can kill millions or even tens of millions of gold core realm demons and consume the blood wolf Dao fruit would be able to break through to the mid-divine transformation realm within 7 days. However, is there really someone among the divine transformation realm who can kill tens of millions of gold core realm demons? Lu Daochen's eyes were filled with emotions. He had witnessed Ning Fan's growth along the way. In the past, a genius named Liu Bei appeared in the northern desert city. When General Lu Xing reported this matter to Lu Daochen only paid a little attention to him. It was only when Ning Fan awakened his royal bloodline that he began to value Ning Fan. At that time, Ning Fan's demon power cultivation realm was undoubtedly at the early nascent soul realm. Along the way, he kept breaking through to the mid-divine transformation realm. 20 years. A mediocre cultivator might gain nothing after cultivating for 20 years, but a genius can become a heaven's pride after fighting bloody battles for 20 years. Without a doubt, every step of Liu Bei's cultivation realm was tempered in the blood sea. This young man has a firm and resolute character. What will he be like after 20 years or 200 years? Perhaps, I can only look up to him when that time comes. Each of the demon sealers was amazed, but most of them felt ashamed. They were ashamed that they had cultivated for thousands of years, but they were actually caught up by a young man whose bone age was less than 400 years old. With General Bei's cultivation realm and 2 corpse puppets, I'm afraid you won't lose even if you fight 8 blood wolves alone. Lei Jiang joked heartily. Lei Jiang, you must be joking. Ning Fan gave a meaningful smile, but he did not deny it. 8 blood wolves. 5 of them were at the peak divine transformation realm and 3 of them were at the half-step void refinement realm. Why couldn't they win against him? Seeing that Ning Fan did not deny it, Lei Jiang was inwardly shocked. Could it be that Ning Fan really had the confidence to kill the blood wolves alone after his strength had skyrocketed this time? Wait. Liu Bei. You have just broken through to the next realm. You should stabilize your cultivation realm. It's not a good time for you to fight. Wu Yan said with concern. Her words made the other women nod their heads. It's all right. I just need to fight a few battles to solidify my illusory demon power. Plucking, Dao fruits and pills were all external things after all. Without the tempering of bloody battles, one's demon power would be superficial and their combat power would be low. This was a common problem for many devil cultivators who practiced dual cultivation. However, Ning Fan was not one of them. Let's go to the Snow Valley. Wait. Just as everyone was about to set off, countless rays of traveling light whistled across the sky from afar. The person in the lead was actually Lu Jifen. He had actually returned. Lu Jifen, how dare you come back? Our General Bei has achieved a breakthrough. Just as the Earth General wanted to flatter him, he suddenly shut his mouth and his eyes were filled with shock. This time, Lu Jifen was not the only one who returned. Behind him, there were 2 groups of experts. One of them was Crown Prince Chu Shun. As for the other group, they looked slightly unfamiliar. They were actually humans. Putting aside Chu Shun and the others, the 10 demon generals of the upper world had died. Their overall strength was greatly reduced. However, among this group of human experts, there were actually 2 half-step void refinement realm experts. Thus, the Earth General's aura instantly weakened and he did not dare to speak anymore. Ha! Are you all going to kill the Wolf King? Just nice. I have found some helpers. How about we go together? On one side, it was the divine transformation realm experts that Crown Prince Chu Shun had brought along. On the other side, it was our friends from the human race who had come to the Imperial Star. Since we met by chance and we have the same goal, I brought them here. Lu Jiefan burst into laughter as if he had forgotten about the fact that he had attacked Lu Daochen and the others. Behind him, the two groups of people descended one after another. Chu Shun and the others greeted the demon sealers one after another. As for the other group of people, each of them was arrogant. They stood alone at the side with their nascent soul realm experts. There were hundreds of them. The leader was a young man in green robes. His cultivation base was at the late divine transformation realm. Behind him stood two half-step void refinement realm old men. Lu Jiefan. As a member of the demon race, how dare you collude with the human race and bring them here? Lei Jiang said with displeasure. So what if I'm a human? When I was in the Endless Sea, I was a venerated demon in the Demon Sealer's palace. Naturally, I had to deal with the human race everywhere. It's perfectly normal for me to make some human friends. Besides, don't you have any human friends? Lu Jiefan's eyes seemed to be pointing at Ning Fan. He knew Ning Fan's identity. He was the ferocious devil Zhou Ming of the external Endless Sea. He did not expose Ning Fan's identity in front of him. This time, he did not come here to cause trouble. Instead, he really wanted to join forces with Ning Fan. He desired the Heavenly Emperor's star and he also knew how dangerous it was to snatch the key from Tan Lang's hands. Coincidentally, he found some helpers. After thinking for a while, he thickened his face and came back to join forces with Ning Fan and the others. 7 days ago, we were still enemies. Feng Jiang said with a stern voice. 7 days ago, I was indeed a little reckless. However, to cultivators like us, a little grudge is nothing in the face of great benefits. If we join forces, we will certainly be able to kill the sleeping Wolf King. If we don't join forces, none of us will be able to kill the Wolf King alone. The more people we have, the lower the possibility of casualties. You guys better think about it carefully. Lu Jiefan's words made all the demon sealers fall into deep thought. Indeed, when facing a void refinement realm enemy like Tan Lang, the more people they have, the better it would be even if he was in a deep sleep. Once the situation changes, it would be easier to deal with the situation with more people. Liu Bei, what do you think? Do you want to join forces with Lu Jiefan? Wu Yan asked with a frown. It's fine if we join forces. However, there's one thing I have to make clear first. Venerated Demon Lu, aren't you going to introduce us to the new friends you invited? Ning Fan's gaze fell on the group of human cultivators. Suddenly, his eyes turned cold. I really want to know where these cultivators came from. As soon as we met, more than half of them are already looking at me with hostile eyes. Could it be that they are here to find trouble with me? If that's the case, I won't show any mercy. Ning Fan's words carried a hint of threat, causing the green-robed young man's expression to immediately turn gloomy. You. I would like to see how you are going to show no mercy to me. I'm not Sichuan who can be slaughtered by you. Junior brother. The important matter is more important. The two old men advised. Humph. Fine. For the sake of my two senior brothers, I won't be calculative with him. Are you Liu Bei? Zichuan praised you so much. I'm looking forward to seeing what you're capable of. I'm Lin Su of the White Devil Sect. You better remember my name. White Devil Sect. Ning Fan's eyes turned cold. The coldness flashed across his eyes and no one noticed it. Is the sect that Lin Su belongs to the one that bullied the old devil and Wei Xian? I heard from Zichuan that even though you're just an early divine transformation realm cultivator, you might even dare to fight against an immortal emperor. I wonder if I have the honor to exchange a move with you. The two old men still wanted to persuade him, but Lin Su waved her hand and said disdainfully. Don't worry. I have a sense of propriety. I won't kill him. It's only one move. Liu Bei, do you dare to take a move from me? As soon as Lin Su's voice came out, the surroundings immediately turned silent. On Ning Fan's side, everyone including Lei Jiang and Feng Jiang looked at Lin Su as if they were looking at a fool. Are you sure that you want to have a move with me? Ning Fan smiled innocently. Yes. Do you dare? You'll know after you try. Ning Fan stopped smiling and clenched his fists. On his fingertip, a trace of black snow began to fall. Chapter 330. Ning Fan pointed his finger forward. Faint black snowflakes floated from his fingertip, which was exceptionally eye-catching in the silver blizzard. His mid-divine transformation realm chi slowly spread out. The moment it spread out, the silver snowflakes were dyed black with his body as the center. Mid-divine transformation realm. Impossible. When I saw him 7 days ago, he was undoubtedly still an early divine transformation realm cultivator. Lu Jiefen's eyes flickered with uncertainty. His heart was filled with waves of shock. Isn't the speed at which this young man's cultivation base increases too fast? Chu Shun's eyes turned solemn when he sensed Ning Fan's aura force. That technique that dyed the blizzard black gave him a sense of fear for no reason. He had also felt that kind of fear before. It was when Ning Fan used his wind mist finger for the first time. Today, however, the black blizzard on Ning Fan's fingertip gave Chu Shun an even more dangerous feeling. Moreover, there was an illusion that was expanding infinitely in Chu Shun's mind. Today, Ning Fan was not someone he could defeat. If he faces a mid-divine transformation realm Ning Fan, Chu Shun would have 20% chance of winning, 40% chance of a draw and 40% chance of death. He actually gave me such a strong sense of danger. He is indeed the best opponent to block my path to ascension. Chu Shun's eyes were filled with intense battle intent. He wished that he was the one who fought against Ning Fan right now. An early divine transformation realm Ning Fan did not make Chu Shun interested in fighting him. However, a mid-divine transformation realm Ning Fan already gave Chu Shun a feeling that he would lose. As for Lin Su, Chu Shun did not even bother to look at him. Late divine transformation realm. White Devil Sect. 1,200 years of Bone Age. None of them were worthy of Chu Shun's attention. In Chu Shun's eyes, Lin Su was not even as good at combat as Wang Xiao. Lin Su doesn't deserve the title of a heaven's pride. If he was born in the mortal world, it would be a problem for him to attain the divine transformation realm. He doesn't even have the qualifications to be my practice partner. Behind Chu Shun, among the 7 divine transformation realm experts of the demon world, the one with the highest cultivation base was a mid-divine transformation realm old man. He was just half a step away from attaining the late divine transformation realm. This person had been cultivating ice element abilities for his entire life. With the natal cold chi that he had refined for thousands of years, he was even stronger than some divine transformation realm experts who possessed the heavenly cold chi. However, at this moment, when Ning Fan pointed his finger at the snowstorm, an irresistible black force invaded his body, almost freezing the natal cold chi that he had painstakingly cultivated for thousands of years into black ice. What kind of ice spell is this? He is actually able to freeze all ice attribute cultivators within 5,000 miles with just his aura alone. In the past, he did not understand why Prince Chu Shun would regard Ning Fan, who was only an early spirit severing realm expert, as his greatest enemy. However, at this moment, he seemed to have understood something. There was no doubt about Ning Fan's strength. After breaking through to the mid-void realm, his strength had reached another level. Even though his current cultivation base was also at the mid-divine transformation realm and he was only half a step away from breaking through to the late divine transformation realm, he was afraid that he would not be able to withstand a single round of attacks from Ning Fan. He was not the only one who sensed the terror of Ning Fan's finger. Including Lin Su, the two half-step void refinement realm experts and the hundreds of nascent soul realm cultivators of the White Devil sect felt their magic power being frozen and suffocated at the same time. The Black Demon sect specialized in fire, while the White Demon sect specialized in ice. Almost all the White Demon sect cultivators present were ice cultivators. After Ning Fan's finger triggered the snowstorm, the hundreds of nascent soul realm cultivators on the scene shivered uncontrollably. It was the feeling of being intimidated by Ning Fan's cold power. It was as if the cold power that hundreds of nascent soul realm cultivators cultivated for their entire lives was not even comparable to the black snow on Ning Fan's fingertip. Among the experts of the White Devil sect, the higher their cultivation base was, the more fearful they were towards Ning Fan. 6 early and mid-divine transformation realm experts retreated 100 steps at the same time before they could get rid of that strange cold power. The 2 half-step void refinement realm experts behind Lin Su felt a great sense of danger from Ning Fan's finger. Lin Su was the only one who looked as if nothing had happened. Her expression was still as arrogant as before. All of this was naturally because Ning Fan did not let the cold power of the snowstorm affect Lin Su. Junior brother. You must not fight against this person. You are not his match. If you fight against him, you will die. The 2 old men tried to persuade Lin Su at the same time. Their expressions were not calm at all. They could not describe to Lin Su the sense of danger that the snowstorm brought to them. Humph. Could it be that senior brothers think that I'll lose to a mere lower realms ant? Lin Su was displeased, extremely displeased. From the moment he said that he wanted to fight against Ning Fan, the people on the other side were looking at him as if they were looking at a fool. This kind of gaze made him very unhappy. It was as if they were certain that he, a dignified young expert of the White Devil sect, would not be able to withstand a single move from Ning Fan. But now, the senior and junior brothers of the White Devil sect were scared like dogs when they saw Ning Fan pinching a few black snowflakes. Even his 2 half-step void refinement realm senior brothers were against him fighting Ning Fan. What was worse was that the 2 senior brothers firmly believed that he would die in Ning Fan's hands. What a joke! Indeed, Zi Chuan had said that Liu Bei was in the early stage of soul formation, but the current Liu Bei was in the middle stage of soul formation. This surprised Lin Su slightly. But in the eyes of a late-stage expert like Lin Su, there was no difference whether her opponent was in the early stage or the middle stage. Humph. Senior brothers, there's no need to speak any further. This young master won't lose to a mere ant from the lower dimensions. You say that I can't take one move from this person? Fine. Then, this young master will show you my special skills and show you how strong one move of mine is. However, if I do that, I won't be able to show any mercy. Liu Bei might die in my hands with just one move. Lin Su waved her hand, stopping the 2 old men from persuading her. There was a saying that if one doesn't seek death, he wouldn't die. Seeing that Lin Su was stubborn, the 2 old men no longer tried to persuade her. Instead, they each took out their special treasures. All of them were half-step void treasures. One of them was holding a green-brown tortoiseshell ice shield while the other was holding a 3-colored porcelain wind snow vase. Judging from their posture, they were going to risk their lives to save Lin Su when they saw that she was in danger. Lin Su was furious. Zi Chuan looked down on her. Now, all of her senior brothers were looking down on her as well. Everyone said that she was no match for Liu Bei. However, Lin Su wanted to prove to the world that she could kill Ning Fan like an ant. Lin Su's finger shadows were endless. In an instant, she performed 2 hand seals. Secret technique of the Lin clan, breath nurturing art. White Devil Dao, 9 dances of the Ice Phoenix technique. After using the secret technique of the breath cultivating art, Lin Su's magic power suddenly increased by more than 10%. She circulated the cultivation technique of the White Devil sect and performed the hand seals one after another. Above the 9 heavens, numerous ice phoenixes that were formed by the silver snow were 3,000 zhang in size. Each time they danced, the size of the ice phoenixes would increase by 3,000 zhang. After 4 dances, the ice phoenixes were already 4,000 zhang in size. Just a single breath from them could cause extreme cold within 10,000 li. 4 dances of the ice phoenix. I didn't expect senior brother Lin Su to be able to perform the 4th dance of the ice phoenix with the help of this secret technique. With this kind of talent, you can at least be ranked in the top 10 of the young generation of my White Devil sect. Who under the late nascent soul realm could withstand this technique? The breath-cultivating art is the bloodline secret technique of the Lin clan. It can instantly increase 10% of magic power. Such a powerful secret technique is precious even for 4 days. Following Lin Su's elegant performance, some nascent soul realm experts who didn't know the truth began to support Lin Su's victory. Even the 6 divine transformation realm experts began to have confidence in Lin Su. Only the 2 half-step void refinement realm experts wore solemn expressions. Looking at the 4 dances of the ice phoenixes, they frowned and exchanged glances with each other. Both of them could see through each other's thoughts. Junior brother Lin Su's 4 dances of the ice phoenix is comparable to a high-grade divine transformation realm magic technique. However, I'm afraid an attack of this level won't be able to withstand a single attack from Liu Bei. As Lin Su's hand seals changed, the ice phoenixes that danced for the 4 times flapped their cold wings. Countless icy winds rushed towards Ning Fan. Under such coldness, everything was covered in frost. Even the demon sealers and the women of the various clans quickly distanced themselves from Ning Fan. This Lin Su isn't weak. It's not that he's too weak, but Liu Bei is too monstrous. Yuan Yao sighed softly and closed her eyes. At the next moment, Ning Fan did not even look at the icy winds. His 5 fingers formed a claw and clawed at the ground. In an instant, the spiritual qi within the 10,000 li of the maze was immediately depleted. The ice rivers shattered and the icebergs collapsed. The ground cracked and the plants withered. It was as if all the life force was extracted by Ning Fan's palm and turned into a ball of primordial light in his palm. Then, he swallowed it in one go. After swallowing another ball of light, Ning Fan's qi skyrocketed. The power of 70,000 units of demon force, 30,000 units of devil qi and 5,000 units of magic power combined into one. Ning Fan's magic power was only 40,000 units away from the late divine transformation realm. After the soul extraction, his qi skyrocketed. In just an instant, it reached the peak of the late divine transformation realm. As long as his qi becomes slightly stronger, he would be able to reach the peak divine transformation realm. A soul extraction technique. Lin Su's expression changed drastically. Even those who did not know Ning Fan's background had the same expression. Shock and confusion. The soul extraction technique was one of the 3 void fragmentation realm divine abilities. Extracting one's soul with a single palm could greatly increase one's magic power. For those below the immortal realm, the soul extraction technique was the strongest secret technique that could increase one's magic power. The breath cultivating technique was indeed very powerful. However, it was nothing compared to the soul extraction technique. You can increase your magic power by 10% while I can increase my cultivation by a small realm. At this moment, Lin Su finally felt a little fearful of Ning Fan. However, it was impossible for him to admit defeat at this moment. If he admitted defeat now, where would he put his face? However, as Ning Fan changed his hand seal, Lin Su immediately felt an icy coldness that was as strong as a mountain pressing down on her. The devil intent turned into the tree trunk while the rain intent decorated the bloody plum blossom. His body was enshrouded in purple light. It was his demon intent. The 3 kinds of intent realms formed a beautiful painting. In the painting, Ning Fan gently lifted his finger as if he was picking up flowers and playing with snow. His movements were gentle and gentle. However, when this finger pressed down, it immediately caused the surrounding wind and snow to tremble, forcefully freezing in the air. Under a strange atmosphere, all the silver snow within a 5,000-kilometer radius turned black. A black color that no deification cultivator could resist spread through the wind and snow. In the space of a single breath, the 4 dancing ice phoenixes were sealed in ice. With a mournful wail, they collapsed. Even a late divine transformation realm expert would find it hard to withstand the ice phoenix technique. Just like that, it was shattered. Puff! Lin Su's spell was broken. She felt a sharp pain in her chest and coughed up blood. There were black ice shards in the blood. He wouldn't be mistaken about that black color, and neither would the others. That black color was the void power that only void refinement realm cultivators could master. Even a half-step void refinement realm expert would not be able to comprehend it without going through the void inquiry stage. A void fragmentation realm old monster's soul extraction technique and a void refinement realm old monster's void technique. This is impossible. Ah! Lin Su raised his head and looked at Ning Fan's finger that was pressing down from afar. For the first time, he felt terrified. What kind of magic technique is that? When that finger is pressed down, it was as if it could taint time, freeze the world and bury the reincarnation cycle. Pieces of black wind and snow blew towards him. To his horror, Lin Su found out that one of his arms was directly frozen into black ice crystals in the black snow. When the wind blew, it turned into ice shards and shattered. The black color was still spreading towards his body. Once it spreads, Lin Su would certainly die. My life jade, protect me. He was already panicking and at a loss of what to do. His remaining arm immediately crushed a piece of jade. Immediately, an aura force that was comparable to a void refinement realm attack spread out from his body, trying to disperse the wind and snow. However, before the aura force of this attack could gather, Ning Fan had already uttered a cold word. Break! With a single word, the void refinement realm attack was frozen by the wind and snow before it could gather, completely vanishing. Save me! Lin Su was scared. He was extremely scared. He finally understood how terrifying an opponent Liu Bei was. This black wind and snow was enough to kill a peak divine transformation realm expert. It could even severely injure a half-step void refinement realm expert. He regretted it. He asked for help and the 2 senior brothers who had been waiting for a long time finally took action. Ice black tortoise, quick! Wind snow pure vase, collect! The 2 of them swayed and stood in front of Lin Su, trying to block Ning Fan's black wind and snow with their respective magic treasures. However, they could intervene but Ning Fan couldn't. Almost at the same time when the 2 of them intervened, a dragon and a centipede turned into black shadows and appeared in front of them in a strange manner. Under Ning Fan's deliberate concealment, the black dragon and the black centipede almost did not reveal any of their chi. Other than those who already knew about the existence of the black dragon, the people of the White Devil sect naturally would not know that Ning Fan had a half-step void refinement realm helper. The appearance of a dragon and a centipede was too strange. A claw and a fist were thrown at the 2 old men. The 2 of them were caught off guard and were directly hit on their chests by the black dragon and the centipede, sending them flying 10,000 zhang away. While they were flying, a trace of black wind and snow strangely went into their bodies. None of them cast any hand seals. Similarly, a trace of black wind and snow also went into Lin Su's body without anyone noticing. There are actually 2 half-step void refinement realm corpse puppets. Lin Su was terrified. She could feel that she was probably going to die soon. At this moment it was impossible for Lu Jiefan and Chu Shun to just sit by and watch. In a flash, the 2 of them appeared in front of Lin Su. One of them controlled the golden flames while the other controlled the purple flames. With great difficulty, they set up 2 layers of firewalls in front of Lin Su. The wind and snow collided with the firewalls silently. However, at the next moment, their auras swept across the area. Everything within 100,000 li was razed to the ground by the collision of magic techniques. Chu Shun and Lu Jiefen's expressions changed greatly. Each of them grabbed Lin Su and retreated 10,000 zhang away before they could stabilize themselves. They had already gained a great understanding of the destructive power of Ning Fan's single finger of wind and snow. Among the two of them, none of them would be able to withstand this single finger of wind and snow. General Liu Bei, killing the sleeping Wolf King is an important matter. We agreed that we will only compete in one move. Before killing the wolf, it's better for us not to kill anyone. The tone of the two of them seemed to be discussing something. In order to kill the Wolf King, it would certainly be better for them to have more combat power. Both of them did not want Ning Fan and the White Devil sect to fall out with each other. I have already stopped when the time is right. Otherwise, Lin Su would already be dead. Ning Fan's tone was indifferent. He retracted his finger of wind and snow as if he was not concerned about the death of the experts of the White Devil sect. Chu Shun, Lu Jiefen and the two Void Refinement Realm experts of the White Devil sect. The enemy's lineup of experts was not any weaker than Ning Fan's side. If they add their trump cards into the equation, Ning Fan's side might even be slightly weaker. Ning Fan had already expected that Chu Shun and the others would save Lin Su. What he was waiting for was to save them. There was no way he would let the White Devil sect go. It seemed like he was being merciful by not killing Lin Su. In fact, when he ordered the corpse puppets to sneak attack the two elderly men, he had already sent 3 traces of black wind and snow into their bodies to ambush them. Those 3 traces of wind and snow were the purest form of wind and snow. They had the effect of samsara. Lin Su and the others would not be able to detect it at all. Before killing Tan Lang, Ning Fan would not activate the wind and snow. He still had to make use of the White Devil sect. After that, when he activates the wind and snow technique, the wind and snow in the bodies of Lin Su and the others would definitely kill them. No one could see through his ambush except for Yuan Yao, who had an extremely good eyesight. Liu Bei, do you have a deep grudge against the White Devil sect? Just because of a personal dispute, you want to kill them? This doesn't seem like your style. Isn't it a little too vicious? Yuan Yao was puzzled. In her impression, Ning Fan was not interested in fighting with others at all. The White Devil sect is my enemy. If it's vicious, then so be it. Ning Fan's tone was extremely indifferent. He did not explain much, but his expression showed a hint of sadness. He did not know much about the grudges of the past. However, when he thought about how the old devil's cultivation base was crippled and how the White Devil sect forced Wei Xian to go to his clan and forced him to cripple his immortal cultivation base, the old devil and Wei Xian must have been extremely humiliated in the past. It was not enough to kill Lin Su. If he killed Lin Su now, the other 2 half-step Void Refinement Realm experts would certainly leave in anger. Ning Fan would not spare any of these experts of the White Devil sect. Once Tan Lang dies, they will die together with him. Ning Fan's sad expression made Yuan Yao's eyes soften. She did not say anything else. Lin Su's breathing became ragged and she glared at Ning Fan with hatred. The same hatred also rose in the eyes of the 2 half-step Void Refinement Realm experts of the White Devil sect. Senior brother. My arm was crippled, and my 2 senior brothers were seriously injured. I can't swallow this. Of course. Once we kill the sleeping Wolf King, we'll take advantage of the chaos to kill Liu Bei. He was merely an ant from the lower realms. Even if his natural talent was heaven-defying and his combat strength extraordinary, he didn't seem to understand that showing off one's edge was easy to break when it was too hard. Offending my White Demon sect is simply courting death. Naturally, they didn't know who would be the one to die. However, after this move, no one dared to underestimate Ning Fan anymore. He who was at the mid-divine transformation realm could fight against a half-step Void Refinement Realm expert. Chapter 331. Hee. General Bei, you already have a mid-divine transformation realm cultivation base. I guess I might not be able to defeat you even without the help of the spiritual puppets. However, I still suggest that we work together. What do you guys think? Is there anyone else who objects? Lu Jiefen's eyes flashed with a hint of fear. It was the first time he was afraid of Ning Fan after he revealed his true body strength. If he still had the intention of finding trouble with Ning Fan in the beginning, he no longer had the intention to be his enemy now. This young man is only at the mid-divine transformation realm, but he could already display a half-step void refinement realm Wind Snow Finger. If he attains the late divine transformation realm or peak divine transformation realm, wouldn't he be invincible below the void refinement realm? In addition, he has 2 half-step void refinement realm corpse puppets. He alone has the combat power of 3 half-step void refinement realm experts. This young man is not someone to be trifled with. Besides, he will certainly return to the Endless Sea after the trip to the Star Palace and continue his identity as Zhou Ming. Unless my true body attains the void refinement realm, it would be unwise to offend him. Lu Jiefen's mind raced. He was a utilitarian. He would turn his back on Ning Fan for the Blood Wolf Dao fruit in order to achieve his goal. Now that he sensed that the Blood Wolf Dao fruit had been devoured by Ning Fan, he immediately gave up the idea of becoming enemies with Ning Fan after thinking that it would not be beneficial for him. This was what Lu Jiefen had learned from his experience in the Endless Sea. There were no eternal enemies but only eternal benefits. Chu Shun's eyes were deep and one could not tell whether he was happy or angry. He said calmly, I have some grudges with General Bei but most of them are not worth mentioning. If it's for seizing the Imperial Star and killing the Wolf King, I am willing to work with General Bei. Chu Shun had already regarded Ning Fan as his greatest opponent. His opponent was not an enemy but someone whom he must surpass. Liu Bei will be my greatest opponent before I ascend to the immortal world. I will cultivate diligently in the demon world while he will certainly become famous in the rain world in a few years. Chu Shun said firmly. Since Lu Jiefen and Chu Shun had the intention of working together with Ning Fan, the people of the White Devil sect could not object to it. Humph. Before killing the Wolf King, I am willing to work with General Bei, temporarily. He said the word temporarily in a strange tone. Everyone knew that once the Wolf King is successfully killed, there would be a conflict between the White Devil sect and Bei. I wonder if General Bei agrees to join forces. Lu Jiefen chuckled. Do I have a reason to object? It was always good to have more people, but how would they distribute the keys after killing the Wolf King? If someone attacks me because of a personal grudge, what will happen to me? Haha. If the Wolf King dies, then the ownership of the key will depend on our own abilities. Isn't that what General Bei thinks? Lu Jiefen didn't give a direct answer, but the meaning behind his words was completely exposed. This alliance would only last until they killed the Wolf King. After that, the fight for the Star Palace key would depend on their own abilities. Of course, Lu Jiefen did not know that the key was in Ning Fan's hands. However, his expression immediately darkened as he added. As for General Bei's concerns, they are also my concerns. Before we kill the Wolf King, we'll be working together. We need to put aside all grudges. If anyone starts a personal fight, I'll be the first to kill them. Lu Jiefen's words were clearly directed at the White Demon sect. Lin Su's gaze darkened and she snorted coldly. The 2 elders behind her immediately stepped forward and said unhappily, Don't worry. We know what to do. Liu Bei has 2 concerns. The 2 of us also have our own concerns. Killing the Wolf King is a matter of great importance. I hope some people won't hide it from us. If you have spiritual puppets and refined corpses, you should take them out immediately. The 2 elders were still brooding over the sneak attack of Ning Fan's Black Dragon and Black Skeleton. Hee. If that's the case, it's my fault. I also didn't expect that there would be two half-step void refinement realm experts who would shamelessly intervene in a mere competition. This topic ends here. I won't hide it anymore. Ning Fan's expression remained unchanged. He patted his storage pouch and took out the 9 Divine Transformation Realm spiritual puppets excluding the Stone Warrior. He was not afraid that Chu Shun would recognize the origin of the spiritual puppets. Perhaps, Chu Shun had already noticed some clues when Hating showed off his power, but he did not expose it. It was not a big deal to kill the experts of the spirit puppet race. The 10 Divine Transformation Realm experts who descended from the upper world had all died in Ning Fan's hands. There was no way to hide it, and there was no need to hide it. However, as soon as the spiritual puppets appeared, the 2 elders immediately looked like they had swallowed a fly. Their expressions turned extremely unpleasant. Even Lu Jiefan and the other demon sealers could not help but be shocked. All of the 9 spiritual puppets were at the Divine Transformation Realm, and the weakest among them was at the Mid-Divine Transformation Realm. They were existences that were comparable to the demon sealers. This Liu Bei actually has so many Divine Transformation Realm spiritual puppets. Among the helpers that Lu Jiefan invited, Prince Chu Shun brought 7 Divine Transformation Realm experts, while the White Devil sect had 9 Divine Transformation Realm experts, including Lin Su and the 2 elders, and hundreds of nascent Soul Realm experts. In total, there were 18 Divine Transformation Realm experts. As for Lu Jiefan's Demon Sealer clone, he kept it carefully as he was afraid that it would affect his plan to break through to the Void Refinement Realm if it was injured. On Ning Fan's side, the 8 demon sealers were only 8 Divine Transformation Realm experts. As for Ning Fan alone, he brought along 5 Divine Transformation Realm females and 2 black dragons and black skeleton. Now, he waved his hand and took out 9 Divine Transformation Realm spiritual puppets. As such, Ning Fan's side now had 26 Divine Transformation Realm experts. This young man has hidden his strength so deeply. Lu Daochen sighed with a smile. Ning Fan was no longer the nascent Soul Realm young man who recklessly entered the northern desert city that day. He alone could mobilize the combat strength of 26 Divine Transformation Realm experts. One should know that there were only 8 Divine Transformation Realm experts in the Luo Yun tribe. One should know that there were only 13 Divine Transformation Realm experts in the 10 sects and 3 islands in the Endless Outer Sea. Lin Su's eyes were filled with jealousy. In order to descend to the mortal world and fight for the Emperor Star, he had gone through a lot of trouble to bring along 8 Divine Transformation Realm experts from the White Devil sect. However, Ning Fan could summon so many helpers just by waving his hand. This greatly damaged Lin Su's self-esteem. Wu Yan and Yu Lingkong were already numb to Ning Fan's domineering attitude. However, Shiran and Yuan Yao were different. Shiran's eyes sparkled continuously. She loved watching Ning Fan being in the limelight the most. Yuan Yao, on the other hand, fell into deep thought. She could tell that the cultivation base of these spiritual puppets had improved before. This was a terrifying thing. What was terrifying was not the advancement of the spiritual puppets but the number of Divine Transformation Realm experts they had to kill and collect souls to feed the spiritual puppets. Divine Transformation Realm cultivators are also considered as outstanding talents in the 4 heavens, 1 star and 1 country. However, in Liu Bei's hands, the lives of hundreds of Divine Transformation Realm cultivators are just food for these spiritual puppets. Besides, the black moon on the left of these spiritual puppets gives me a soul-stirring feeling. What is that? Is it the method that Liu Bei uses to control these spiritual puppets? He really is a little monster. Unfortunately, he was born in the lower world. On Chu Shun's side, the expressions of the 7 Divine Transformation Realm servants changed greatly. They were shocked by the strength of these spiritual puppets. As for Prince Chu Shun, his eyes were filled with thoughts. When I saw the Black Lotus just now, I already felt that it looked familiar. Now, I look at these 9 spiritual puppets. There's no mistake. They are the spiritual puppets of the spirit puppet race. It seems like the last two demon generals of the spirit puppet race who were lucky enough to survive on the cloud platform had also died in Liu Bei's hands. However, I heard that the spiritual puppets of the spirit puppet race are refined using a special method. Only the members of the spiritual puppet race can control them. This Liu Bei's methods are a little heaven-defying. It's fine to kill the members of the spirit puppet race, but not everyone can control the spiritual puppets of the spirit puppet race for their own use. Ning Fan's eyes swept across the battlefield. He had scared Lin Su to death with a single move. The group of spiritual puppets had suppressed the situation. He had shown his might twice in succession. Presumably, there would not be anyone who is foolish enough to find trouble with him before he kills the greedy wolf. The reason why he took out the spiritual puppets and did not hold back his combat power was naturally to slaughter the wolf pack faster, invade the snow valley and eliminate the greedy wolf who was sleeping in the demon egg. The faster, the better. Ning Fan hid his 10 fingers in his sleeves and secretly made hand seals to calculate. He had inherited the art of divination from ancient chaos. Thus, he was not proficient in it. However, the more he calculated, the more he could feel that a trace of danger was approaching. This trace of danger might really be the realm beast. I can't waste any more time. Since the cooperation had been decided, everyone naturally did not stay any longer and directly flew towards the snow valley. Lu Jiefan took out the purple sun mirror and carried Chu Shan, Lin Su, and the others with the purple mirror flame. As for Ning Fan, he flicked his sleeve and brought everyone on his side onto the golden flame chariot. Then, they turned into a golden fiery line, breaking through the wind and snow and moving at high speed. The purple and golden figures flew out of the maze, passing through layers of wind and snow and passing through tens of thousands of star peaks. At the end of the countless star peaks, a narrow valley was right in front of them. There was only one deep and narrow path in that valley. It was covered by the wind and snow and guarded by a pack of wolves. The coldness of the wind and snow here had even frozen a few of the nascent soul realm cultivators of the White Devil sect to death. Many of the weaker cultivators were filled with fear. However, the eyes of Ning Fan and the other experts were filled with solemnity and passion. As long as they kill their way into the snow valley and slaughter all the wolves, they would be able to seize the opportunity to kill the sleeping greedy wolf. Then, they would be able to break the seal at the end of the snow valley and enter the central area of the Heaven Palace. At the moment when the purple and golden rays of light entered the snow valley, the eyes of the 1 million demon wolves in the snow valley were filled with shock. Among them, 17 late-stage star wolves and 8 blood wolves said the exact same words at the same time with the same tone. How dare you! There are actually so many divine transformation realm experts who want to enter the snow valley and kill my sleeping demon body. The 1 million demon wolves were the separated souls of greedy wolf. The 17 star wolves and 8 blood wolves were the separated souls of greedy wolf. Most of the power of his demon soul was forced out of his physical body and condensed into star power, turning into a pack of wolves to guard the snow valley. His demon body was unconsciously sleeping in the demon egg of the snow valley, trying to break free from the body of the star spirit. Whoever dares to disturb my slumber will be killed without mercy. His roar turned into 1 million wolf howls. The demon wolves that were as dense as a colony of ants immediately divided into 2 groups and attacked Lu Jiefan and Ning Fan's groups respectively. 1 million demon wolves howled at the same time. Their roars were as loud as thunder. Within 100,000 li, countless star peaks collapsed and the earth trembled. This was the fusion of the killing intent of 1 million demon wolves. The more people there were, the stronger their aura and killing intent would be. Lin Su and the other experts of the White Devil sect were stunned at the first encounter. They were the elites of the upper world. Their hands were usually not stained with blood during their cultivation. How could they have ever seen a battle between 1 million people? This was a battle between the demons. It was not a place where the elites of the human race should come. Such a scene could only appear in a realm war that occurred once every 1,000 years. However, they had never experienced the baptism of a realm war 1,000 years ago. Caught off guard, countless nascent souls of the White Demon sect perished in the jaws of these wolves. Lu Jiefan, Chu Shan, and the others had tempered themselves in a sea of blood and were used to seeing great battles. But facing 1,000,000 people, it was inevitable that they would be in a difficult situation. 8-star wolves, 2 peak-grade blood wolves and 1 half-step void refinement realm blood wolf led nearly 500,000 demon wolves to surround Lu Jiefan and the others like tidal waves. They actually gained the upper hand for a moment. Just like that, 9-star wolves, 5 blood wolves and 500,000 demon wolves also launched their attacks. Countless screams came from the White Demon sect's camp. Wu Yan couldn't help but worry. Liu Bei, there are so many wolf demons. Be careful, don't worry. Ning Fan only replied with 2 words. 1,000,000 wolf monsters, a bloody battle in Snow Valley. Perhaps this would be an unforgettable and tragic memory for the White Demon sect's chosen. However, to Ning Fan, he had seen this kind of bloody scene too many times. The demon sinister forest was the sea of blood he had created for countless ghosts. The Star Palace was the grave he had built for the countless sea beasts. 500,000 demon wolves could not suppress Ning Fan at all. During this trip to the Star Sea alone, Ning Fan had taken the lives of millions of sea beasts. Die. The word die came out of Ning Fan's mouth. With a sweep of his black sword sense, 5,000 of the wolf monsters that surrounded the golden flame chariot were directly eliminated. Every time the black sword light spread, countless wolf monsters would explode and die. When Ning Fan's killing intent was triggered, the blood-red baleful chi of 10,000 li seemed to have dyed the sky red, as if doomsday had arrived. That was the baleful chi that had gone through millions of corpses. As soon as this baleful chi was released, none of the 500,000 wolf demons or those who were below the divine transformation realm dared to look at Ning Fan directly. All of their bodies were trembling and they instinctively fell from the sky and crawled on the snowy ground. Their minds were in a mess. This was a clash of killing intent. The ones who were defeated were the wolves. The combined killing intent of 500,000 wolf monsters was defeated by Ning Fan alone. 500,000 demon wolves are not enough. If you don't have 5,000,000 gold core realm cultivators, you are just courting death by competing with me in terms of killing intent. The tactic of using numbers to attack those below 5,000,000 gold core realm was ineffective against Ning Fan. How arrogant was that? However, it was the truth. With a cold shout, the wolves were forced to retreat. What was worth paying attention to were only 8 late void refinement realm star wolves, 3 peak void refinement realm blood wolves and 2 half-step void refinement realm blood wolves. The 2 half-step void refinement realm blood wolves were naturally left to He Tang and He Long to deal with. The 3 peak void refinement realm blood wolves were taken care of by Ning Fan alone. As for the 8-star wolves, they were given to Yu Lingkong and the others to gang up on them. Wind and snow covered the sky. Ning Fan's baleful chi was as red as blood. Holding the blood dragon demon sword in his hand, he looked like a devil god. 3 blood wolves surrounded him. When they recognized Ning Fan's appearance, their expressions turned ferocious. "It's you. You're the brat who killed my star wolf's separated soul. Very well. I was lucky enough to let you kill one of my separated souls that day. Today, do you still want to kill your way into the Snow Valley and eliminate my slumbering demon body? Brat, tell me your name. I won't kill a nameless general." The 3 blood wolves locked their killing intent on Ning Fan and roared furiously. Their eyes turned red when they saw each other. Ning Fan, however, did not even look at the 3 wolves. Both of his eyes were blood red. All of his killing intent was integrated into the blood sword, trying to gain complete control over it. In the past, he forcefully tore off the first seal of the blood sword, allowing it to advance to the half-step void treasure grade. The reason why it could not break through to the void treasure grade was because Ning Fan's killing intent could not suppress the blood intent of the blood sword. Today, however, Ning Fan was different. He coldly said to the blood sword, "If you still refuse to obey me, I will shatter your sword today." His hands were stained with blood. He wanted to completely suppress this blood sword that was refined from the blood dragon demon bone. Roar! The blood sword let out an unwilling dragon roar. It was a treasure sword refined from the bone of a heavenly demon blood dragon. How could it submit to an ant from the mortal world? However, Ning Fan's killing intent was too terrifying. His baleful chi was too strong. The blood dragon had no choice but to submit. If it does not submit, Ning Fan's baleful chi would be enough to pour into the sword, shattering the blood dragon Dao and shattering the sword. The roar of the sword slowly disappeared. What replaced it was an even stronger aura force that soared from the blood sword. At this moment, the blood sword was crystal clear and red like glass. Its surface was densely covered with strange blood-red runes. It had completely become a void treasure. Mortal void grade magic treasure. The three blood wolves revealed greedy looks at the same time. All of them were the separated souls of greed. All of them had inherited his greedy personality. Void treasures were treasures that even void refinement realm experts valued greatly. As for this blood sword, it had a second and third seal. It was not an ordinary void treasure. It was a good item that greed coveted. "I must get this sword." The three blood wolves sneered. They turned into three rays of blood light and charged at Ning Fan. "I will exchange my life for it." Ning Fan made a grabbing motion with one of his hands. The earth soul of 100,000 li of the snow region was drawn into his palm. He swallowed it and his aura force rose sharply, reaching the peak of the late divine transformation realm. Ning Fan touched his glabella. He held the Separation Slayer sword in his left hand and the blood sword in his right. Both of his swords danced wildly. Sword chi, sword and sword threads wrapped around his body. It was as chaotic as the clouds and as swift as the rain. All of his sword threads did not seem to be slashing at the void but at the hearts of his enemies. Heart-drawing sword. He had not used this sword technique for a long time. However, with the power of his dual swords and his comprehension of the Tao of sword, the power of this sword technique was extremely terrifying. Not good. The expressions of the three blood wolves changed. They stopped attacking Ning Fan and coughed out blood at the same time. Their hearts had been crushed. His nascent soul realm sword technique could not kill the three wolves but it did inflict serious injuries on them. Without giving them any time to think, the Separation Slayer sword in his left hand danced in the air. With an unparalleled sharpness, he cut off the head of one of the blood wolves. The might of the blood sword in his right hand soared to the sky. As soon as he swung the sword, a sea of blood appeared. The demon bodies of the two blood wolves were shattered and their demon souls were terrified. The three blood wolves were killed by Ning Fan in just a single encounter, leaving only their demon souls behind. This scene deeply shocked Lin Su and the others who were still being besieged by the wolves. Even Lu Jiefan took a deep breath. If it was him, he would be able to defeat three peak divine transformation realm blood wolves but he would not be able to do so quickly. The souls of the three blood wolves wanted to escape but Ning Fan took out the Separation Slayer sword in his left hand and made it turn into a sword shadow that chased after them. At the same time, he pointed with his left finger and displayed the heaven sealing technique. The souls of the three wolves trembled at the same time and were frozen in place. Not good. We can't escape. Ah! Three blood-curdling screams were heard at the same time. Their demon souls were minced by the Separation Slayer sword. Ning Fan kept the broken souls into his sleeve. He would give them to He Ting later. His eyes fell on the two half-step void refinement realm blood wolves again. The second wolf was entangled by He Ting and the refined corpse. It did not have the time to pay attention to the outside world. As soon as they sensed Ning Fan's gaze, their expressions changed. They realized that 3 blood wolves had already died in Ning Fan's hands in just 10 breaths' time. How dare you! How dare you kill the separated souls of my greedy wolf king? If my slumber ends, I will surely kill your entire clan. You won't have the chance. Ning Fan kept the Separation Slayer sword and the blood sword and walked towards the second wolf step by step. His pace did not seem fast, but each of his steps seemed to cover an immeasurable distance. His white robes were like the clouds in one step and his black shadow was like ink in the next. His black and white robes were strangely reversed. Eventually, he completely turned into a black shadow. Incarnation. The 2 blood wolves did not expect that Ning Fan actually had incarnations. However, as Ning Fan was getting closer to them, they could not spare any effort to defend themselves. All they could do was let out a howl. Immediately, the 500,000 trembling wolf demons seemed to have been bewitched. They no longer feared Ning Fan and surrounded him like a tidal wave. Howl. The frightening wolf pack smashed Ning Fan's black shadow into pieces in an instant. However, the moment the black shadow was smashed into pieces, it immediately spread out. In a series of blood-curdling screams, nearly 100,000 wolf demons were minced into pieces and their lives were taken away. One shattering and one solidifying killed 100,000 wolf demons. 500,000 wolf demons were turned into a sea of blood and corpses, making the Snow Valley look horrifying and eerie. Strong. He is too strong. The aura force of Ning Fan, who had turned into a black shadow, was already at the half-step void refinement realm. What kind of incarnation technique is this? Not good. With this person here, my slumbering demon body will be in danger. The 2 half-step void refinement realm blood wolves were greatly shocked. They directly abandoned the other one and fled towards the depths of the Snow Valley. The blood wolf that was left behind immediately recovered from its injuries when it faced He Ho and He Long alone. However, when it looked at Ning Fan, who was approaching it step by step, it already revealed its determination to die. Even if I have to risk my life, I won't let you guys hurt my demon body. Blood ignition. The blood wolf went crazy and ignited its own demon blood. In this world, there were too few situations that could force a half-step void refinement realm expert to ignite his blood. Not good. The blood wolf that escaped must be trying to awaken his slumbering demon body at all costs. He has given up on his slumber. He sensed danger from Liu Bei. He wants to force himself to wake up immediately to protect himself and eliminate the enemy. Yu Lingkong exclaimed in shock after seeing the blood wolf flee into the sky with her sword. One wolf was fleeing while the other was risking his life. Yu Lingkong knew very well how terrifying a half-step void refinement realm expert who had ignited his blood was. All the experts on the scene were well aware of it. A half-step void refinement realm expert who risked his life could even block the attacks of 3 to 4 people. However, if the blood wolf escapes and awakens his slumbering demon body, the Wolf King's void refinement realm cultivation base would be awakened. Who would be able to kill him? We can't let the Wolf King wake up. Otherwise, we can only give up on the Imperial Star and leave the Star Palace immediately. Chu Shun was also greatly shocked. However, everyone on the scene was surrounded by the wolves. The only one who could move freely and chase after the blood wolf was Ning Fan. Liu Bei. Attack. If we can't kill this blood wolf, no one will be able to get the Imperial Star. Lu Jiefan also cried out in shock. Even though he did not believe that Ning Fan had the strength to kill a half-step void refinement realm expert, it would be enough as long as Ning Fan could stall the blood wolf that is escaping. Liu Bei, attack now. General Bei, don't let the evil wolf escape. General Bei. All of them were begging Ning Fan to lend them a helping hand. Everyone's expectations were on Ning Fan alone. However, none of these shouts could shake Ning Fan's heart. His eyes were cold. This coldness was the ruthlessness that came from his bones after he turned into his incarnation. Noisy. How can a mere blood wolf escape from me? Black Tempest Spirit Splitting Technique. The black shadow took a step forward and its body shattered. At the next moment, countless black shadows appeared in front of the blood wolf without any warning. All of a sudden, they entangled the blood wolf into the black shadows. If the blood wolf wholeheartedly focused on fighting, Ning Fan might not be able to kill it in a single move. However, the blood wolf was focused on escaping. Being caught off guard, it was hit by the Black Tempest Spirit Splitting Technique head-on. How could it survive? Ah! This king's demon body. The blood wolf let out a miserable shriek. His face was filled with unwillingness and he died in the black shadows. The black shadows condensed again. Ning Fan occupied the entrance of the snow valley in his black shadow and stared at the group of wolves coldly. One man can hold the pass against 10,000 enemies. In his hand was a weak, unconscious blood wolf demon soul, dripping with blood. A terrifying hurricane immediately spread in the hearts of all the experts. What magic technique is that? He killed a half-step void refinement realm expert with just a single move. Even if it was a sneak attack, Lu Jiefan and the other half-step void refinement realm experts knew that if Ning Fan uses this technique to attack them head-on, they would probably only be able to withstand it with severe injuries. What a terrifying magic technique! This young man is just at the mid-divine transformation realm but, he killed a half-step void refinement realm expert. So he is Liu Bei. Lin Su's heart thumped. How could she be a match for such a person? If she knew that Ning Fan had such strength, she would rather die than to become enemies with him. You're tuning in to the Han Li's Wuxia Chronicles YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.